I think it's working. Okay. Maybe? Might be working. Says that YouTube is just sending data. What does that mean? Wait, why did it change the link? And the thumbnail? What? Hold on. YouTube is being stupid. Okay, I think it's fixed, question mark? It should be fixed. I'm audible this time. Well, that's good. I like being audible. That needs to go in here and here. Hold on, I'm just having to redo, like, all... Oh, no, it saved the description. You know what? That'll do. How are you doing, aggressively mediocre? Also, how are the volume levels? Is the background music audible, and is it not drowning me out? Ah, it put me live twice. Well, that's weird. Let's get rid of the one where I was live for like 53 seconds and keep this one. It's vibes-based. It's vibes-based, but there are absolutely right and wrong answers. Exactly. So I will get into the criteria shortly. Sounds good? Excellent. Okay, I just need to do this. Tiering all 151 original Pokemon, plus alternate forms, etc. I was ideally wanting to, like, dive straight in, because we've got, like, probably 180 things to go through here. But, you know, that hasn't happened. There's been tech issues. What is my Twitch link? There's my Twitch link. Just copy that, send that, go over here, go to this, go to this, go to this. Click post. There we go, right, I think we're good to go. We might be anyway. With any luck. I am completely sober. The only thing I'm drinking is water, I'm afraid. Whoa, camera. Okay, that was weird. I moved and it just, like, killed the camera. Bulbasaur slander, wrong, evil, and you should feel bad. Bulbasaur is down here. Hello, GNS. How are you doing? Definitely won't be controversial at all. Of course not. So, the criteria is literally anything. It's entirely subjective. Something could be S+ tier for any reason, such as performance, its appearance, its cry, its anime notability, its performance in Pokemon Unite, like a personal anecdote, anything. Yeah, there's nothing really going into it, it's just vibes. Rep, thank you for the membership renewal, 19 months, Jesus Christ, thank you very much, it is much appreciated. So at the top, we've got a bunch of stuff here that we're not counting. This seems like a bunch of Pokemon, but it's not, they were just duplicates of a load of them, mostly for like minor gender differences, like the black bits on Butterfree or the heart on Pikachu's tail. So I'm not tiering all of these twice, we're just moving them out of the way. But we will be doing every Gen 1 Pokemon today, along with all alternate forms, Gigantamaxes, Megas, etc. It's gonna be a long one. And it's gonna be longer. Oh my god, the soundtrack. It's gonna be even longer the longer we take to get into it. So, we've got a bunch of tiers, we'll add and create more if we need to as we go. Let's start off with Bulbasaur. Pokemon number 1. Not tiering female Pikachu? I know, it's a crime. Maybe I should do female instead of male. Nah, male's the iconic one. But Pokemon number 1, Bulbasaur. See, the problem is there's nothing else on the board, so I don't know what's going to end up where. But I feel reasonably safe putting Bulbasaur in Great Tier. It's a good starter Pokemon. Like, it's quite cute. It had really good anime presence. It looks like it transitions well into its final form. It's a good starter. You can't really knock Bulbasaur. Like, is it the best starter? No. But it's good. It's solid. I don't dislike Bulbasaur. I think, well, we'll see how it stacks up against other starters as the list goes on. Obviously, we've got these ones today, but then more in future days. There are so many Pokemon. But no notes? Oh, of course not. I don't... No, this is entirely vibes-based. I'm not coming into this prepared. Mon currently in discussion is just a little guy. Exactly, it's just a little guy. No, Bulbasaur's kind of cute. Ivysaur? Ivysaur is a decent middle stage Pokemon. He's in Smash. That's good. He's got Smash representation. I don't think Ivysaur is as good as Bulbasaur. Is he still great? I think Ivysaur might still be great. I think I'm going to still put Ivysaur in great, just below Bulbasaur. I think Bulbasaur's just got that more iconic design. But it's a nice transition towards Venusaur. You know, the flower opening up, it actually flows as a stage 1, 2, 3 evolution, which we'll get into that in a bit for some that don't. But it's a decent Pokemon. You can't knock Ivysaur too much. Venusaur's great. Venusaur is just a... Ivysaur, one of the few Pokemon that have smashed. Ivysaur is one of the few Pokemon that have smashed. And you can't really knock him for that. Venusaur is really, really cool. Like, it's so hard to dislike Venusaur. I just remember the one called Brute in the first movie, like the Mewtwo movie. It's just so cool, man. But as far as Gen 1 grass types go as well, it's just a really all-around solid Pokemon. It performs pretty well. Obviously, it's probably like the best throughout the early game. Actually, probably throughout the whole game of like Gen 1 compared to the others. Like, it stacks up really well against the gyms and things like that. So it gets some nice little prowess for that, and it just works well. It's just a good final form. It looks big, it looks imposing. It's like a giant hippo with a plant on its back. I know it's a dinosaur, but that's kind of the vibes it gives, you know? And it's just a cool Pokemon. You can't knock Venusaur. This is ridiculous. I know the Gigantamaxes are meant to look ridiculous, but this is really ridiculous. This doesn't look good ridiculous, it looks bad ridiculous. Going bad tier. This is horrible. Statistically speaking, Venusaur is the best starter in almost every Kanto game. I believe it. It performs well. It's a good performer. I think the thing with the Bulbasaur line is, like, even if you're playing a rando and you get Bulbasaur, you're kind of still fine with it, right? Like, you're kind of like, okay, yeah, Bulbasaur's still fun, you know? Sleep Powder, Razor Leaf when the crit rates were busted, Leech Seed, yeah, true. Gen 1 Venusaur was something else. Mega Venusaur, I don't know. Some of the Megas do really cool stuff with the design of the Pokemon. This just kind of doesn't. I think it just kind of looks different, not better. Just looks weird. Not a fan of Mega Venusaur. Not as bad as... This might go in the worst. We can always move things around later. Let's just get some things tiered in, and then we can move from there. Now, I'm about to show my bias, but Charmander is flying up here. Charmander's just great, man. Like, it's so iconic. You can tell from looking at Charizard that Charmander goes into this, and obviously Charizard, the box art Pokemon. Charmander's just so good. Like, it's cute. It also looks, like, imposing and kind of threatening. It's got the fire on the tail. It just looks good. Like, it's got a decent moveset as well. Like, when it got Metal Claw, it helped it out a lot. It obviously gets Ember, which is nice. As a Charizard line hater, this is interesting. Nah. Well, one of them maybe, but, you know. This man has been paid off by Game Freak. Like, Charmander's great. It's so cute. It evolves into this, which is so cool. I don't know. I just like Charmander. It's a cool Pokemon. This is terrible. It's not. It's kind of bad. Although, if it was terrible, it'd be down here. This is the first of many bad middle forms. And this is why, look. Charmander starts off orange. Charizard is orange. Why does it go red? There's no point. It just goes red. For no reason. I don't get why. I hate when they do this. They just randomly color change the middle form for no reason. And I think the only reason they actually did it is because Charmander and Charmeleon don't really look that distinct. Yeah, the Poketubing arc, let's go. That episode of the anime where Charizard nearly died was annoying. It just, yeah, I don't like Charmeleon, man. It's going down here. I wish it, like, it's not the most egregious bad middle form, but the other thing is, like, it doesn't do a great job of bridging the big feature of Charizard, like, the wings. Like, if you look at Venus, like, Bulbasaur to Venusaur, Ivysaur starts to open up the plant, and then it fully opens up for Venusaur. Charizard just gains wings out of nowhere. That should be Charmeleon's job, to, like, fulfill, or, like, to bridge that gap, to fill in that middle stage, to connect the start and end. It does a bad job of it. Charmeleon, you're down here. Charizard, you're, like, up here somewhere. Charizard's great. Was that just the Poke Center jingle? That was so weird. It needed tiny wings, or at least, like, some, like sort of limage coming out of its limage. That's not a word. But yeah, something coming out of its back to indicate, oh, look, wings are gonna grow here. I don't know. I just think Charmeleon looks kind of like bad Charmander with a horn. I don't know. Just not the biggest fan. Also, it was kind of a dick in the anime. It just started not liking Ash. It wasn't even traded. I mean, it technically was someone else's, but yeah, that's not how they work. I think Charizard's better than Venusaur. It looks so good. It might go in favorite tier. I might just put it in favorite tier now. People use it in Gen 1 OU just to get clapped by Blizzard. True. It got so bad, like, Charizard was never great competitively, but then Stealth Rocks came out, and it was a bad time. It was a really bad time for him. Poor Charizard, man. But design-wise, iconic. It's so cool. Like, even now, it's one of the coolest looking Pokemon. It's aged really well. It looks so good. It's fun to use in the actual games. Like, it's just a great Pokemon all around. I know there's probably Charizard haters out there, but you're wrong. It belongs high on this list. I'm going to put it in S+. It might move down. There's a lot of Pokemon I do like over this, so maybe it will, but I think there's a gap between it and Venusaur that I want to be represented for now. Mega and G-Max Zard were format warping? True. It got helped out in the later gens, so let's get into that. I kind of like Gigantamax Charizard. I don't like it as much as the classic design because, I don't know, I'm old, but it still looks good. I think it's a good form of Gigantamax. It just takes this and makes it ridiculous, and it makes it ridiculous in a kind of good way. Which is what the Gigantamaxes are meant to do. They were meant to just let them put in ridiculous designs for Pokemon, and this does it well. It's good. This is, like, such a good color scheme for Charizard. I can't put it in favorite because, like, there's a lack of emotional connection there, you know? Anything going in this tier, you can't even see the top tier, can you? Let me scroll up. Anything going in the top tier has to have some sort of emotional connection, I think. And I don't have that with Charizard X? I think this is X and this is Y, but I might be wrong. But it does look good. This actually looks fine, but it's in the unfortunate position of having to be directly compared to this. And this is kind of worse. Significantly. In one of the Worlds matches in 2015, one of the competitors bought Zard Y but had Zard X plushie as a bluff. Oh my god, that's so good. Yeah, I don't know, Zard X is really cool, but it can't be the original for me. There's the lack of emotional connection. Zard Y looks nice. It looks like a mega form of Charizard, which is good. But, I don't know. It doesn't stand out to the classic design. It doesn't stand up to the X variant. This is still good. Like, I like what this does in terms of a Gigantamax design, but there are better. Let's be real. Squirtle, slightly behind Charmander, and I feel bad doing it. They're both great. These are both, like, two of my favorite starters, but I slightly prefer Charmander. But Squirtle's great on his own merits. Like, Full Swipe Gaming mentioned it on the Charizard video. That does sound hilarious, to be fair. But yeah, in terms of his own merits, like, Squirtle's got a great design. It's iconic. All of the Gen 1 starters are iconic, but these two especially so for me. The Squirtle squad? Like, come on. Squirtle's great. there's not too much. Oh, Squirtle's in Smash. That deserves mention. Charizard is also in Smash. Squirtle's in Smash, and he's really fun in Smash too. You can do the rapid spin and just kill yourself when you fall off the edge, which is literally what happens every time I play Squirtle. Wartortle is like a worse version of Charmeleon. Why does it get wing ears? Like, what is this? And it changes the tail, but it doesn't change the tail towards what Blastoise's tail is. It gives it a big wave, which, okay, cool, but it goes nowhere, and it randomly changes the color. Yeah, Wartortle is like Charmeleon, but worse. This is a bad Pokemon. This is a bad Pokemon. This might be a bad Pokemon, actually. This might just be bad. I'm not a fan of Wartortle. Blastoise has always been meh. I disagree. I think it's great. I don't think it's as good as Zard. I think Charizard's better. Needed shoulder pads to sing fast. Yeah, again, it does nothing to bridge the gap between the big feature of Blastoise, like from Squirtle. Blastoise gains cannons. This doesn't indicate Blastoise is going to get cannons. It just has wing ears and a wave tail. It's weird. It's very odd. Odd. Blastoise only good when Hydro Pump fires out of its cannons. Okay, so let me be straight up. Blastoise would be here if its cannons pointed in any sort of direction that makes sense. But they're like... They're facing to the side? Like, it's just strange. I'm not sure about that. But as a design as a whole, yeah, Blastoise is fire, man. Like, it didn't use its cannon until Gen 9. Oh, like in the actual games, true. Wartortle. Maybe I'm just stupid, but as a kid, I always thought the war was just like water. Like, they just didn't want to call it Wartortle. Which might actually be better. Also, we've leveled up. Wartortle is also a bad name. It's an odd name. I don't know if it's necessarily bad. This needs to come out of bad tier. There are a lot worse Pokemon than Wartortle. Wartortle's kind of bad. There's a lot worse. Maybe not today, but one day. So the alternate forms of Blastoise. By the way, Blastoise is just really cool because Rapid Spin and Skull Bash are just cool moves to get. Like, just imagine this thing Rapid Spinning and slamming into you. It's gonna hurt. It looks imposing, it looks threatening, it's an easy S tier. This is one of my favorite Megas, and I know some people don't like it. I think this is great. It fixes the one big problem I have with Blastoise by pointing the cannons in a direction that makes sense. I kind of like it, you know? I'm kind of on board with this, and I don't know how high I want to put it. I might just go here. I might just go above Zard Y. Rapid Spin won you over? See? Rapid Spin's great. I don't know. Blastoise is just a cool Pokemon, man. But yeah, this one puts its cannon facing the right direction and makes it like a howitzer or something. It gives it little wrist cannons. I kind of like Mega Blastoise. I think it's cool. Not for any particular reason, I just kind of think it's cool. And outside of that, it's literally the same as regular Blastoise. Gigantamax Blastoise is literally the same as Gigantamax Charizard. The Squirtle Squad now has military-grade weaponry. True. Yeah, you're kind of right about power creep not helping it, like... I mean, Vaporeon was always a thing, but yeah, you very quickly got things like Walrein and Suicune and, yeah, Milotic. Like, you're right, it got overshadowed pretty quickly, but it was still cool, and that's its job. Its job was to be cool, and it does that very well. Yeah, Gigantamax Blastoise is basically the same as Gigantamax Zard for me. I think they do a lot with the whole making it bigger. It works well. There's not much more that needs to be said. It just gives it a giant volcano on its back. I mean, cool. It gives it like a little Doom Fortress on its back. Okay. Again, it's not as iconic as like the regular design, so it's kind of a little bit lower. It doesn't quite strike that same chord when you see it. You know, like, oh shit, that's Blastoise. I love that thing. But it still looks nice. I don't know. As far as Gigantamaxes go, it's good. It might end up... Some of these might end up dropping tiers when more things get tiered, because they are going to have to compete against actual iconic Pokemon, and that's going to be hard for them. Caterpie. Sorry for hitting my microphone. I don't think Caterpie is bad. I think Caterpie is neutral. I have just very little thoughts about Caterpie. Mostly because it evolves at level 7, so it sticks around for like 6 levels and then you don't have it anymore. So, yeah, it's hard to form too much of a bond with it, but... You know, it's pretty solid as an early bug type. It tackles things and string shot things, and what more do you really want? Reminds me of Bowser. That is a great comparison. Like Bowser's shell spinny thing. Exactly. Butterfree was Jagan coded. Yes, Butterfree is Pokemon's Jagan. Look, now, Metapod is a good middle form. I said, like, earlier that the job of a middle form is to bridge the gap between the first and last forms. That doesn't just have to be through looking like a middle of the first and last forms. That's what Ivysaur does, and it works well, but Metapod does it well, too. You know, it's a good bridge between a caterpillar and a butterfly. And that's all it needs to be. It does its job. The reason why I'm putting it slightly higher than Caterpie is for the Harden battle in the anime, and absolutely no other reason. I don't even particularly think that's a great anime moment. It's just very present. Like, everyone knows it. It's iconic, even if it's not... It wasn't even particularly funny. It was just kind of... It's just very well known. And I think it deserves some props for that. Butterfree's good. Butterfree is really, really good. Metapod's name is a reference to the fact I could listen to a whole podcast before it's dead. Yeah, Harden was annoying, especially in certain certain rule sets and certain challenges. Harden became a problem. Butterfree, though, is great. Again, Metapod struggles to make too much of an impression because you only have it for like 3 levels, and if you catch it like as a Metapod and not as a Caterpie, it only knows Harden, and that's kind of terrible. But when it does evolve, it's great. Like, it was almost necessary in Yellow to beat Brock, because what else were you beating Brock with? This was the only thing that knew special attacks. Like, you could just Confusion his Onix to death, and that was about your only way forward. Which, I mean, that's worth something at least. It has some really cool moves. It'll probably be... Maybe Bulbasaur could be, but it'll probably be like your first interaction with like Poison Powder, Sleep Powder, things like that. So I sort of associate those moves with Butterfree, which is kind of cool. And then, yeah, it was just referenced in chat. Bye-bye, Butterfree. It earns good tier for that alone. Like, that's an iconic anime moment. Ash releasing his Butterfree. Also, Ash trading his Butterfree for Eradicate. That one gets forgotten because of Bye Bye Butterfree, but like, yeah. Sad times. Mega Butterfree is kind of horrible. It looks like a moth, not a butterfly. Might go in the worst. It literally just stops being a butterfly and starts being a moth. I don't like it. Brock got eaten alive by Squirtle and Bulbasaur. He did in Red and Blue, but in Yellow you didn't really get them at that point, right? You only had Pikachu. You had like whatever you caught, but you could only catch like Pidgey, Rattata, Caterpie, Metapod. Like, Butterfree was your option, man. You didn't even get Mankey or like Nidoran or anything. You could throw Spearows at it, I suppose. I think you got Spearow by that point, but yeah, it was a rough time. And Butterfree was the savior. The Jagan of Pokemon. Deserves to be this high. It did well. Weedle is not as good as Caterpie. It looks cooler, but again, you only have them for 7 levels. And this thing kept poisoning me, and it's really annoying. I thought you didn't get Mankey and Nidoran in Yellow. You only got them in Red and Blue. I don't think... I might be... I'm gonna look it up. Pokemon Yellow Route... What is it? 44? Oh, it's the wrong route. Can I just click? Wait, am I on the wrong... I'm in Johto. How do I get to Kanto? I kind of forgot you could see my browser for a second there. That's kind of terrifying. There's a reason I've got a second window open, and I just forgot. Where is the route list? Is it Route 24? No. What if I just go to Viridian City and go left? That's probably the easiest way, right? Population of 34? Route 22? There we go. Oh, you did get Nidoran and Mankey in yellow. Okay, I didn't think you did. I thought they were red and blue exclusive. I think I had that backwards, though. Mankey was only in yellow. It wasn't in red and blue. Okay, so you could use Mankey on the gym. I was mistaken. Yeah, Weedle's not as good as Caterpie. It's still pretty okay. Like, I don't hate Weedle. It does its job well, but it's fine. It's not anything special. Caterpie's better. Kakuna is a worse Cocoon than Metapod, ironically, considering it's in its name. You use Butterfree. That's what you do. You use Butterfree. You click Confusion and it dies. You played on Virtual, that's fair. I didn't think they were there on yellow. I thought they were only there on, like, fire red, leaf green, and then red and blue. But no, I was mistaken. Yeah, Cocoon is not as good as Metapod. It just doesn't make as much sense. Like, Caterpillar, Cocoon, Butterfly makes more sense than Larva, Cocoon, Bee. Like, at least it's more well-known. I've just realized at some point the Lavender Town music's gonna come on, and it's gonna be terrifying. Beedrill's pretty cool, but I don't think I would call it good. I think it's, like, top of neutral at the minute. The pincers are really nice. But that's about all I've got to say about it. It's just not as good as Butterfree. Butterfree brings something different to your team with, like, special attacks and all the powders. This is just another fairly mediocre physical attacker. Yeah, Beedrill has one of the 2 offensive bug moves in Gen 1. Combi did be better, that's debatable, but it was really scary in the anime, I will give you that, but it's also just kind of... There are enough, like, early game Pokemon that, like, I just never really ended up using this thing. I don't know. Mega Beedrill's kind of cool. I like it. It's a better version of Beedrill, and that's what it's meant to be. I don't really think there's much else to say about Mega Beedrill. It's just pretty cool. I don't think there is, yeah, too much more to say about it. Pidgey? Pidgey is okay. I like Pidgey. Pidgey is good. So many stingers, exactly. A male combi bug fighting type evolution. That would be cool. If male combi wasn't useless, then combi would definitely be better. Yeah, I never used Mega Beedrill too much, but I remember it being, like, reasonably good. I don't think I played a ton when it was actually, like, meta. But... Why is there a random... Is that Jinx cry? And then something just used Hydro Pump? What's going on with the background music? Yeah, Pidgey's just, like, really iconic for being the early bird Pokemon. There are better early birds in the later generations, sure. But it's still got a place in all of our hearts. You know? It's fine. It's okay. I want to put it here, but I just know it'll end up getting moved down. I like it more than Beedrill. I like it more than Mega Beedrill, just for the memories, you know? Pidgeotto is going into good tier, right? This, evolving into this at level 18, was a great part of my childhood. It was my first, like, non-starter to evolve. I didn't use a bug in my first... Actually, my first game that I played myself was, like, Silver. So... It was the first non-starter I had to evolve, and that's when I was like, oh, everything can evolve. That's really cool. And it just is cool. It's just a big bird. It's not anything special, but I like it, so it's going in good tier. It'll probably be low in good tier, but I like it. Pidgey is so mid, Ash skipped to Pidgeot. Oh, true. Is the early bird Pokemon does not get the early bird ability? That is actually a fair point. I'm going to take a risk and stop putting the lid on my drink because I keep having to take it off and it's annoying. Pidgeot is bad. I'm sorry. It's just Pidgeotto again. It doesn't do enough. It's kind of cool. Like, I don't dislike Pidgeot, but I dislike it as an evolution to Pidgeotto. Maybe I'll go neutral. I like it more than Kakuna. I like it more than Weedle, and Caterpie, and Metapod, and Beedrill. And Mega Beedrill. It can go there. Okay, fine. It should just be better. That's all I have to say. This should be Pidgeot, and Mega Pidgeot shouldn't exist. This should just be Pidgeot. Okay, it needs more difference from Pidgeotto. Maybe a scaled down version of this, but like, it would be better. This still looks kind of stupid though. Maybe like here? Maybe like here. Maybe like here. Maybe there. This is okay as a Pokemon, I just think it's kind of bad as a Mega. Doesn't look very Mega. It just looks a bit more, I don't know, colourful. It's not necessarily good. Yeah, it can go in kind of bad. It can go kind of... They rebranded it as a special attacker? That's fair. Now, this might be controversial. Rattata is a good Pokemon. This thing, it looks so, like, unthreatening. It looks so uninspiring. And then it gets Super Fang and Hyper Fang? Then it cooks. It just becomes such a powerhouse in your early game, like, so unexpectedly. Super Fang is great. It's a great move. I find it hard to knock Rattata. I just really like this thing, man. I've used this in so many, like, Iron Mans or Nuzlocke, or not Iron Man, sorry, Nuzlockes or randomizers, or various other challenge playthroughs, and it always pulls through. I like normal types, okay? This is going to start to show through at some point, so I might as well get it out of the way. Normal types are great, they're really cool, and I like them a lot. There's a lot of kind of strong normal types that will end up in the A and B tiers on this list. And maybe even higher than that. I don't know. We'll see where they end up. This, I've never actually used, but it just looks like a worse version of Rattata. I'm going to put it in kind of bad. It's not as bad as these, but it's still kind of bad. Not a fan. Raticate, I like the big teeth. It's just a giant rat. I don't know why it turned brown. That sounded bad out of context, Jesus. But yeah, it should have stayed purple is perhaps a better way to phrase that. And it should... Normal type gym leader. Yeah, exactly, right? I'd just be a normal type gym leader. Pidgeot's OG art went hard. It was alright, but, you know, it's not as good as Pidgeotto. Yeah, it should have stayed purple. I still kind of like it. I don't know why. It's going here, okay? This is also going here. I have no attachment to this thing, but its chubby cheeks are cute. So, yeah. This is also going here, and that's literally the only reason why. I still like Raticate. I was, like, trying to convince myself that this should be lower, but I don't want to put it lower. I like it. It's going in B. It's cool. Spearow is a worse Pidgey. Not a much worse Pidgey, but it's a worse Pidgey. It can go here. It's just another bird, and it got that big bump on its head when Ash threw a rock at it, and that's all I can picture when I see it. That's where I end up on Pidgey. It got a bump on it, or on Spearow. It got a bump on its head. No, Lavender Town's playing when talking about Raticate. We did kill Gary's Raticate. It's basically canon. Pharaoh's kind of cool. It gets Drill Peck. Drill Peck's a cool move. It can go in good. It might move around later. I've realized now that there are so many Pokemon that there is no real need to get too picky about placements for now, because they're all going to shuffle around. Just get the placements right in relation to other things, because we'll probably end up shifting like an entire block of the tier list at once at some point. Pharaoh Cry? True. Not the best Cry. That goes to Kricketune, but true. Now, Ekans, I don't know if this is controversial or not. Ekans is great. This is an iconic Pokemon. In fact, it's going over these. Yeah, obviously for anime reasons, but also snake backwards. That's kind of cool. It's just a poison snake. It doesn't need to be anything more. It's a poison snake. You will need plus and minus tiers later? No, we're just going to have really fat tiers. We probably will need plus and minus tiers later. We've got S plus at the minute, and we can always add more if we need to. That's perfectly okay. You prefer Spearow over Pidgey much stronger? It is, but it also doesn't look as good, and it's... I've already got a Pidgey by the time I find a Spearow, and I don't want to change, and yeah. Oh, don't worry. We'll get to Arbok. But yeah, Ekans deserves its moment to shine. It's a cool little purple snake, it's snake backwards, and it's got anime iconics. Now, if we're talking about anime iconics, then Arbok is going to slide right up here. Arbok is an elite Pokemon. It's got a great design. What even is this? Like, the pattern on its, like, sticky out bits? I don't know Cobra or biology, okay? But it looks so cool. It was cool in the anime. The way it said Charbok instead of Arbok will stick in my head forever. Put Pidgey versus Spearow in Fire Emblem terms. Pidgey is Ford and Spearow is Kyle. Or Pidgey is Oscar and Spearow is Karen. I think that works, because you get Karen later. You know, you're already using Oscar. Most people are probably more attached to Oscar, but Karen is better. I think Karen Oscar is the better comparison. This is Karen, this is Oscar. There we go. Ekans saw Jessie was upset and decided to just evolve truly based. True. I don't remember that it's evolution that well. I remember Weezing's more, but yeah. It's such an iconic Pokemon, man. It's so cool. I wish it was better, but it's so cool. I don't even mind that it's bad. Oscar example was the first thing that came to mind for you. See? It must be correct. Okay, let's... Pikachu is in one of two places. It's either here, or it's here. And I think it's here. Because while Pikachu is the iconic Pokemon, and is absolutely elite, it's not one of my favorites, so it's got to go here, I'm afraid. You can't put Pikachu low on one of these tier lists. It is the better comparison, but it would be if Karen joined in, like, Chapter 4. True, but, like, yeah. Look, Pikachu's great, okay? It's fun in Unite as well. It's fun in Mystery Dungeon. Like, everything Pikachu's in, it's kind of slapped. And it is probably, at least partially, the reason Pokemon's as big as it is. If the mascot Pokemon was, like, I don't know. What have we got down here? If the mascot Pokemon was Bellsprout, we would not be talking about this franchise right now. Like, Pikachu's great. Pikachu better than Charizard? I like Charizard more. Charizard's really cool. Clefairy should have stayed the game mascot. I guess if they didn't evolve it, yeah, it could have worked. You're very tired of Pikachu? I'm not, give me more Pikachu. Pikachu got his own movie where it was a detective, like, come on, it's gotta be here. I get why people feel like it's overexposed, to be fair. Yeah, and if Clefairy was the mascot, I don't think we'd still be sat here talking about Pokemon today, I'll be honest with you. Bellsprout was a bad example where Plants vs. Zombies exists. Yeah, where they have a pea shooter and they made the icon the sunflower. Even they know that the pea shooter ain't getting anywhere. Also, when Plants vs. Zombies is as big as Pokemon, then we can have that conversation. But until that point, Pikachu's great. Now I've fucked myself because I think Raichu's better than Pikachu, but Pikachu needs to move down, man. Pikachu can go here, okay? I like these things more. Squirtle, will go back to your hole. I like specific Pikachus, but I do not like looking at generic Pikachus. That's fair. Yeah, Pikachu's moving down to here. Because I like Raichu more. This is a better design than this. I'm sorry. This is a more iconic design. This looks better. It's really cool. Real pea shooter haters. I was playing Plants vs. Zombies the other day. It's a fun game. Still fun. All these years later. Raichu won Worlds, what was Pikachu won? Wasn't there like a not fully evolved... Oh, was it Pachirisu that I'm thinking of? Was it Pachirisu that won Worlds, like, out of nowhere? This is actually a factually wrong opinion. Nope, this is great. Raichu is great. I'm still mad about the anime slander that somehow it's slower than Pikachu. Not true. This is great. We all just need to live with it. Give Raichu more representation. I think the raw marketing that got thrown behind Pokemon in the 90s would have made any Pokemon popular. Maybe, but I think the thing that they were marketing had to be good, you know? A lot of games have had a ton of marketing and none have quite landed like this. No. None of the other games had Pikachu. Just saying. Need a year of Raichu like they did for a year of Luigi. I'd be so down for that. Yeah, Pachirisu using redirection, that was it. Yeah, Raichu's just a really cool design, and I just like it. It probably shouldn't be this high, but it is for now. I like what Alolan Raichu is going for. I don't know. I like what Alolan Raichu is doing. I just am not that into it. I think it's good. I'm going to put it behind Pharaoh. It might be controversial. It might move down to neutral. I think it's kind of cool. Like, I like the whole surfer thing. It's just not... just doesn't speak to me, you know? It just doesn't stand out to me. This is ridiculous. I kind of love it, though. This is like a ridiculous Gigantamax, and I kind of like it for that. It's going here. This is a good Gigantamax. He gains Psychic type from eating pancakes. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm also glad it brought back, like, Fat Pikachu. And it just looks weird, and I kind of love that about it. Sandshrews really cute. This is a good Pokemon. It's going above this Raticate. This Raticate is here because I think its chubby cheeks are cute. This is just cute. And, like, it also the episode where it was in the gym with, like, the fighting guy. Cool episode. Good job, Sandshrew. Alolan Sandshrew is a slightly cuter Sandshrew, so it's going above Sandshrew. Sorry, this just looks really cool, too. Sandslash is a really cool Pokemon. I really like this. I've always really liked Sandslash. I don't know, I like it more than this. I like it more than this. It's going top of good tier. It can't quite go in great tier. It's not on the same level like Ekans and Bulbasaur. But I've got a lot of respect for Sandslash, you know? It can go top of good. It's a bit of a banger. Galarian Sandslash? I get the whole Icicles thing. I just don't think it's as good, man. I don't know why, I just don't think it looks as good. I'm going neutral. Maybe not even this neutral. Maybe this neutral. Maybe this neutral, honestly. It looks weird because all the bugs are here, but when there's more things than neutral, this will look more normal. But yeah. Oh, Alolan Sandslash, sorry. No, wait. Is it Alolan? It is Alolan. Is it Alolan? Is it Galarian? I don't remember. It's Alolan, you're right, you're right, you're right. For some reason I thought the snowy things were Galarian, but they're not, right? They're Alolan, you're right. This is where I'm gonna have to get controversial. Okay, I'm just gonna rank the 6 of these, like, really quickly. And we will go for that. By the way, we're having to scroll a lot to keep everything on screen. I do apologize. If you can't see anything that I'm talking about, just yell at me in chat. That's perfectly okay. Okay, this looks weird, and I'm honestly not the biggest fan. It's fine, but, like, this looks way better, and it's going in here. This is a much better version of Nidoran Female. It's going in here. This is probably going to move up a little bit, actually. I like it more than Pharaoh, this Raticate. It can go there. This is just a big Nidoran male, which should mean it's near Nidoran male. But being an evolved form should do something. You should be more than just bigger. You're going in kind of bad. Nidoqueen? Elite Pokemon. Whereabouts in Elite? Oh, I like it more than all of these, you know? I don't like it more than Squirtle and Charmander, that's a lie. Nidoking, on the other hand. Nidoking is going above Squirtle and Charmander. Nidoking is going here. I like Nidoking. Nidoking is great. I'm just flying through the Nidos like that. No further discussion needed. This looks weird. This is just a bigger Nidoran. This looks better than this, but still kind of looks weird. I'll put it above these, actually. I like it more than that. This, kind of cool. Always a fan. This, great. This, really cool. I like the purple color scheme over the blue, I'll just be honest. Like, I just think it looks nicer. If the colors were reversed, I think I would prefer Nidoqueen to Nidoking. I don't know, actually. The horn on the head and, like, the spines kind of look cool on Nidoking, too. Oh my god. Shout out to Nidoqueen's Eldritch Horror model in Pokemon Stadium. I can't remember it. It's completely out of my head. Maybe I've just, like, blocked it from my memory. Clefairy's a cool Pokemon, right? It's an amorphous pink blob. Is it my favorite amorphous pink blob? No. But it's a pretty cool Pokemon. The Mount Moon stuff is interesting. I don't necessarily know if I like the Mount Moon stuff, like it came from the moon and evolves with a moonstone. But Clefairy's kind of cool. I don't hate it. I like it more than this. It can go in good tier. Clefable, I'm gonna cause upset. I think this is kind of bad. I don't know, it just grows wings. It's still an amorphous pink blob. In fact, it's more of an amorphous pink blob than this is. But yeah. Clefairy's aight. Clefable's kind of bad. Oh, that is true. I forgot about that. I forgot Nidoking and Nidoqueen couldn't beat. It's better than Jigglypuff. There's gonna be Discourse. Oh, that's true. Clefable. I've used a lot of Clefable in comp. Back when I used to play a lot of like UU and RU. We are evolving as well. It might get to neutral purely because I've got memories of using this thing that I kind of forgot about, like just stalling. Although I've also got memories of being stalled out by Clefables over the course of several turns. It's going back down to kind of bad. I forgot those memories went two ways. Okay, oh god, things are going to get controversial again. Can I do what I think I'm about to do? I think I have to do what I'm about to do. This is going in S+. This is great. This is like, if I had to have a Pokemon as a pet, I think I'd want the Vulpix. I fully see why Brock adopted one of these. Like, it's just so cool. It's so cute. It looks like it's got some decent power behind it. It's a really cool Pokemon. I love Vulpix. Like, it's just really cute. I don't know. It feels weird it being above Blastoise and Nidoking. Maybe I just need to move up Blastoise and Nidoking because I don't want to move down Vulpix. Also, apparently I really like fire types. That will change in the future. Do I move Blastoise and Nidoking up? I don't hate doing this. They're amongst my favorites. We can move them back down later, but I think this is more representative of, you know, there's a bigger gap between Nidoking and Venusaur than there is between Blastoise and Vulpix. I like this more. Let's do that. Now, look. This isn't its placement, but I want to compare. Alolan Vulpix looks nice. Look, it's cool, but it's not the best, okay? This is just a Vulpix that someone's thrown a bag of flour over. It's too white. Behave. But it is. It's too white. It has, like, too little detail on its body. If it had kept the belly and made it, like, a light blue little, like, belly, like, under thing, it would have me. But at the minute, it's too monochromatic. It still looks cute. It's still nice. But it could have been so much better. It's going to go down to good tier. It seems like a stock drop-off, but trust me, it's still ranking for you. I like it more than these, actually. I like it. It can go top of good for now. Actually, maybe below Sandslash. Sure. I get it's like an Arctic Fox. I just wish it had some more going on. You know, if it kept, like, Vulpix's pale belly, but made it, like a light blue? And then, like, made, like, this little quiffy thing, and, like, maybe the tail, like, a light blue as well? You'd win me over with this Vulpix. It would be right here next to its compatriot. But, yeah, it's just lacking a little bit for me. Ninetales is great. I don't like it as much as Vulpix. I'm gonna put Ninetales here. Yeah. The white genocide was real all along. I think this is a reasonable placement of Ninetales. I'm sorry to disappoint that there will be another fire type that goes above it. I'm just going to settle that debate now, but... I want to do Growlithe and Arcanine next to Ninetales. I'm going to do them next. Screw it. It just makes sense, right? They're paired in my head. I don't know Alolan Ninetales Pokedex entry. Hold on, let me look. Whee! Alolan Ninetales. Oops, I spelled tails properly, so it was wrong. Where's the Pokedex on here? Pokedex entries. Wait, it was formed when 9 Saints... Oh wait, Alolan Ninetales. It creates a drop of ice in its coat and What? Why was it... Am I looking at a specific Pokemon Pokedex entry here, by the way? It won't forgive anyone who harms nature? Aw. It's a lot about it being a deity incarnate. Wait, they just reused the Pokedex entries in Gen 9? Have they done that before? I thought they were always different. The Ultra Sun one? The reason it guides people all the way down the mountain's base is that it wants them to hurry up and leave. Mood. It literally shows them the door. That being said, I'm not the biggest fan of Alolan Ninetales. I think I'm kind of neutral towards it. I think Alolan Vulpix looks way better. It kind of makes me want to move Alolan Vulpix up, honestly. But I like it more than these. I don't know. I'm just not the biggest fan of it. I think they could have done better. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm going to do Growlithe and Arcanine now. It means I've got to do the Hisuians. Which I've never used because I haven't played Legends Arceus, and maybe I should. Growlithe is a great Pokemon. Growlithe is not as good of a Pokemon as Vulpix. Growlithe is gonna go... Do I like Growlithe more than Ninetales? I don't think I do. I'm gonna go here. Turn 1 Aurora Veil isn't fun. Fair. Legends Arceus is the only Pokemon game you finished? Damn. Hisuian Growlithe? I've not used it, so I don't have any attachments, so it's going to be hard for it to rank high, and I think it kind of looks silly. James is Growlithe too. True, I'll go more into Growlithe in a second. I want to get these Hisuians out of the way. This looks cool, at least. I kind of like this. This can go here. I'm on board with this. Yeah, this looks silly, and I have no attachment to it. Maybe if I used one, it would be higher. I'm sorry, Hisuian Growlithe. Arcanine's going here. No regrets. This Pokemon's great. Arcanine is an elite Pokemon. This felt... Well, obviously, it was like on that legendary tablet in like... Was it the anime or the movies? And then it felt like a legendary too. Like, it just is so cool. This is like almost the perfect evolve form too. Like, it is just bigger, but it uses that size to look so much more intimidating and menacing. Arcanine's great. It's so hard to knock Arcanine. I love this Pokemon. It's so perfect. Growlithe's really cool. I feel like it might maybe... I was going to say maybe it should be higher. It's pretty high for a tier 1 Pokemon, honestly. Like, it's only behind the starters and the best tier 1 Pokemon, apart from a couple. You're using an Arcanine in your Heart Gold Nuzlocke, and so you should be. It's elite. Great Pokemon. Jigglypuff? It's probably my favorite of the amorphous pink blobs, but I don't know how high that gets it. Its anime presence is cool, but, like, the game presence kind of matters more, and I'm not the biggest Jigglypuff. There are better normal types than Jigglypuff. Like, Jigglypuff can't compare to Raticate in the games. Like, I'd rather use a Raticate 10 times out of 10. Yeah, Extreme Speed, Outrage, and Flare Blitz and Wild Charge as well. Felt so good. Smash Bros. Oh, it is in Smash. But it's only in Smash because it looks like Kirby. I kind of want to put it behind Sandshrew, but that feels like sacrilege. But it is. It's here. In terms of using them, I would rather use everything above it, and honestly some below it. I kind of want to move Raticate and Rattata up. Like here. Yeah, there we go. And maybe like this. That looks better. That looks better to me. There we go. Wigglytuff is an okay... was also a very good EGC Mon 2. Still is, unfortunately. Yeah, Incineroar with its Intimidate nonsense is just kind of polarizing. Wigglytuff is a good Pokemon, man. Like, it's just not that good. I like it more than this, this, and this. Do I like it more than Clefairy? Not really. There we go. We found its place. I thought it was mostly because it was, like, really similar to Kirby. I might have just heard that from somewhere and it might not be true. I should be more careful with what I parrot when I hear it. Zubat, I mean, it's iconic. And I really like it. I think this is just a cool Pokemon. It's bailed me out on so many, like, randomizers and Nuzlockes and Soul Links and various things of that nature. It's got a reasonably solid move pool. It's really fast. And it can use Supersonic. How high does that get it? Maybe here. Do I like it more than Butterfree Rattata? No. But it is held back by something. Something that we will get into whenever we cover Gen 2. Golbat is really cool. I like how it's just like all mouth. I don't think I like it more than Zubat, but I think I like it more than Pidgeotto. I like Zubat's design more. I know I said that after just praising Golbat's design, but trust me, it makes sense. I don't know if people are guessing Incin for ZA. Oddish. I kind of want to put this high. But it's for absolutely no reason that will make sense to anyone. Unless Lux happens to be here. But me and a friend have a really funny Oddish-based in-joke. And it's ranking high solely for that. And I can't go into it, but it's ranking high. Just don't ask about Oddish. It's going there. We'll just leave Oddish there. Okay? Okay. Oddish can just sit there. Above Pikachu, yes. It's completely... Above Arbok, yes. It's completely fine. Above Bulbasaur, yeah. It's completely fine. Just trust me. Oddish belongs here. Gloom is a weird little boy. He's just odd. He just drools. I don't necessarily think he's bad in any way, but, you know, I'm never like, woo, Gloom. Like, it kind of feels like I'm just waiting for Vileplume when I get a Gloom. You know? Like, I'm not excited to use the Gloom itself, I just want the Vileplume. Do you think Oddish would taste good? Is it a turnip or like a blueberry? What is Oddish? It's odd-ish. As a vegetarian, I feel like Oddish is the most edible looking Pokemon. Not like Vanillux. It's an ice cream, man. Like, wow. I was gonna say I would eat a Vanillux, but that sounds weird. But probably it is an ice cream. Yeah, Gloom's just kind of like it feels very temporary to me. Like, I'm just kind of waiting for Vileplume. It's going in neutral. It's going like here. It's above Metapod, which is also a very temporary Pokemon. Now, Vileplume kind of slaps. I like Vileplume. I like it more than these. I don't like it. Maybe I do like it more than these. I think I like Vileplume more than Ivysaur. I don't think I like it as much as Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur means more to me. It's a radish? Oh, it's a radish. Okay. It's a Raditz. It's Goku's brother. Paris? Oh, I like the whole mushroom stuff, but it's so bad. It's so bad. It's just so underwhelming. I don't know. It's cool, which might get it into the good tier, but it's not good. I'm going to put it here and just move on. And then I'm going to take this and put it right next to Paris, because they're literally here for the exact same reason. I like their lore, the mushroom bug thing, the parasite thing is cool. they've got nothing else going for them. They learn Spore. Spore's a pretty cool move. You know what? You can go above the Pokemon I've never used and Big Pikachu. How about that? That'll do. Oh, actually, I just remembered my Pokemon Leaf Green save where I had 2 level 100 Parasects that I caught in Mount Moon, both holding leftovers. Not Mount Moon. What's it called? Cerulean Cave. I'm gonna bump you up a bit. I like you more. I just remembered my actual team that had 2 Parasects in it, level 100. Go child me for making strange decisions. Didn't even particularly like Parasects. I just happened to catch 2 of them at a high level. I was like, yeah, I'll get them 100. Every good Gen 1 grass type except the eggs of Venusaur at home. Kind of true. I don't know if it's just me. I know, like, Venomoth has this whole, like, Butterfree conspiracy theory going on, which is just not true. This is just uninteresting. This is kind of bad. This is worse than Charmeleon. Let's go in here. Hey, Elizabeth Quintu. How's it going? I'm doing good. How are you? Venomoth is not as bad as Venonat, but it's still kind of bad. It's just a moth, man. It's just uninteresting. It's not neutral. It's still bad. It's kind of bad. You can go behind Nidorino, sure. Diglett's a good Pokemon. I like Diglett. Who doesn't like Diglett? Where do I like Diglett? Above Rattata. Sure. You're a hardcore Venonat Butterfree truther? Understandable. I see the comparisons. Not the Venonat slander. I'm sorry, we're getting the Venonat slander. He's a funny little guy. He's just odd, and you get him so late, and he's just there. Yeah, I'm not the biggest Venonat fan. Okay, we've just won a Pokemon battle. Go us. This is just weird. This might be our first bad. I do not like this. This is odd. This is like, we need a new design, quick. Give it 3 strands of hair. Yeah, not a fan. Oh, Diglett? Diglett is a funny little guy. I agree. Diglett is a funny little guy. Dugtrio is great. Getting Dugtrio just before you fight Lieutenant Surge is a masterclass in game design. I kind of love Dugtrio. I'm going to put it here. I think this is a fair... I kind of like it more than Pikachu. Why is it shaped like a landmine? Why not? They're funny little guys. The hairs are a fuse. I never saw it that way before. It's just a Diglett with a little bit of hair. Like a baby in a cartoon. Like it just has this little tuft of hair sticking out of its head. Alolan Dugtrio? You know what? I don't hate it. At least they did something more with it. They still just gave it hair, but now it's got long, flowing hair. It's not going that high, though. Here. It's a good Pokemon. It's not a very good Pokemon. Eevee and Co are not done yet. They're down here somewhere. Oh my god, we've still got so many Gen 1 Pokemon to go. Right, Meowth. We don't need to talk much about Meowth. It's iconic for its anime appearances. Other than that, it's relatively mediocre. Payday is cool. Let's go. I don't like it as much as Zubat and Golbat. I don't like it as much as Sandshrew. It's a similar position to Jigglypuff. It's relatively mediocre, but it's really cool in the anime. Cool. Lepidopterans. Lepidopterans. Yes. Me too. I have no idea what that means. I'm assuming, like, flying bugs. Alolan Meowth is just Meowth, but it looks like a different color and it's slightly sassier. It's kind of bad. If you're an alternate form of something, but you still just look like the thing but a different color, you're going kind of down. You know, you're not great. Vulpix is the exception because it looks good. Like Meowth more when it's on 4 legs? Probably fair. This is the worst. This is actually the worst. Nipple Meowth can go away. This is horrific design. Butterflies and moths? Makes sense, makes sense. Yeah, this shouldn't exist. This is horrible. This is just long Meowth, and I kind of love that they did this. This is just funny. Honestly, it can go here. I think this is funny. It's cool. Go long Meowth. Persian... I know I said I like normal types. This isn't one of them. It's just a cat, and it feels weak when you use it. Although it slash-critting everything in Gen 1 was fun. So... I don't know. I guess it can go here. I don't like it as much as Meowth, but it can go there. That's fine. I already see the tier divide forming after Sandshrew and between Meowth. Like, behind Meowth. Alolan Persian. This is bad. This might be the worst. This looks ridiculous. Not a fan. Looks fairly terrible. Psyduck. I'm from the UK. I'm English. Psyduck is a good Pokemon. Is it a great Pokemon? Not quite, but it's a very good Pokemon. It's going high in good. Also, I'm going to put Diglett above these Megas, or Gigantamaxes. As someone who really wants to have a cat, I feel literally nothing for Persian. Yeah, right, it's just so dull. Giovanni had one? That's a thing. Psyduck's just a guy with a headache, man. Like, he's just a mood. He is just the mood, you know? He just carries on despite his headache and his confusion, and if that isn't the most relatable Pokemon, what is? Golduck's kind of boring. Also, their names are backwards. This is Gold, and this is Psychic. It's not actually Psychic, but it uses Psychic moves. I got a message in the chat asking where I'm from. I'm from the UK, has nothing to do with Psyduck, I promise. Maybe it does. Maybe my love for the confused, headachy Pokemon is because I'm from the UK. Maybe. Probably. I don't dislike Golduck. I don't think it's good, though. Some of these things that are in good, I don't actually think are good. I see the new tier forming. I like it more than Nidoran. We'll worry about the tier names later. You too? Nice. Mankey? Mankey's a good Pokemon. Mankey is a good Pokemon. Is it better than Diglett? I don't think so. Is it better than these Megas? Probably. Mostly just for fun. I'm trying to become more regular with it, but then, you know, life. Mankey's just cool, man. He's just a little fighting guy. I think it helps that you get him so early and he's so useful against Brock if you're using, like, Charmander or Pikachu, apparently. I didn't know he was available, but he would be really useful. Like, I don't know, you can't not like Mankey. He's just a little monkey. And then he becomes a big angry monkey, and that's even cooler. I like Primeape. Primeape's great. Primeape is definitely in great. It might be above Ekans. It might be above Ivysaur. It might be above Vileplume. It's around here. Kind of wish it was fighting normal for Stab Thrash. True, that would be cool. Oh, I kind of wish it was too. I would be so down with Stab Thrash. Thank you, Elizabeth. Okay. This is where we get to the heavy... Look, Oddish has some heavy bias, but this is where we get to the heavy bias, okay? This guy right here, my first favorite Pokemon. Boom. Right up to S+, right up to the top of the favorite tier for now. This was my first favorite Pokemon. Like, when I only played Gen 1, before I knew all the Pokemon in Gen 2. Well, I didn't only play Gen 1, but I only knew Gen 1. Like, most of my knowledge was from the anime. I hadn't seen half the Pokemon in Gen 2. Before I actually owned the games, this was my favorite Pokemon. Pokemon World has an issue with inattentive Mankey Primeape users and having their Pokemon attack people. Yeah, probably true. Probably is true. Poliwhirl is also a really cool Pokemon. I don't like it as much as Poliwrath, but it's a cool guy. I like Poliwhirl. When Poliwhirl evolves, it just becomes angry. It's just the most angry. True, right? It's just true. Oh, I really like Poliwhirl. I like Poliwhirl more than Pikachu. I like both of these more than Raichu. Can go here. Sure. And Poliwag is just a little guy. What's your profession? I work in IT. Gmax Butterfree in worst tier? Look, it belongs down here. I like Poliwhirl, man. Poliwhirl's cool. Poliwag is one of the best little guys. This is... I can't put it above Ninetales or Growlithe. I'll put it above Oddish. Oh, nice. That's really cool. Yeah, oh, Poliwag can go here. It's a really cool little guy. Unsubbed and reported? Nope. It belongs down here. This is the correct opinion. Look, I know Abra is sleeping and it teleports away from things and that's really cool, but we all know it's a pain in the butt to catch, and for that reason it's going in neutral tier. This thing causes headaches, especially in Nuzlocke. I've done too many Nuzlocke to not despise this thing. It's not great. Gmax Butterfree is just aping Venomoth's drip. You're not even wrong, you know. And Venomoth's not even that good itself. Yeah, Abra's going top of neutral. Like, I appreciate what it is, but it's also really annoying. And Gary having one on the Cerulean Bridge is just weird. It can't even do anything. It just stands there and, it just sort of sits there and teleport. Maybe some other time, Elizabeth. I'm not really in a position to look at the minute. Abra being meta in Little... Wait, it is? Why is it meta in Little Cup? Venomoth in D tier is unrealistic because it ignores not very effective arguments with Tinted Lens. Oh my god. Now, Kadabra is a great grow-up for Abra. Kadabra's just got the unfortunate problem of having to be compared to Alakazam. And Alakazam's way cooler. But Kadabra is still a cool guy. I think he's above the mega threshold here that's kind of causing this cut-off. He's above that mega threshold. I kind of like Mankey and Diglett more, and Psyduck, you know. I've just got more attachment to these guys. Apart from this, which I just think is cute. High speed, high special attack. Wait, it's got 100 special attack and speed. Abra? Damn, Abra's cooking. Let's go. Alakazam? Gallade is not Gen 1, Lux. Also, Lux, now that you're here, just appreciate this. I gave no context, I just put Oddish high tier, and you can just appreciate the high-ranked Oddish. Alakazam is an easy favorite. Alakazam is an easy favorite. It might be above Nidoking, you know. It might be above Blastoise, you know. Is it above Vulpix? See, I knew you'd enjoy the high-ranked Oddish. It had to be. Is Alakazam above Vulpix? It might be. Is Alakazam above Charizard? It might be, you know. I really like me some Alakazam. It's just a really fast, really strong Pokemon. Especially at Gen 1 when it was really bulky too. I kind of love this thing. This is absurd. This is really just odd. Just trying to sell me cutlery. Because they're just not... They're down here. They're still just not there yet. Oh, you're talking about up here? There are duplicates of multiple Pokemon, so they're just in here. Alakazam is lawsuit-worthy. True, the Yuri Geller stuff. I think it was Kadabra, right? Not Alakazam, but still. He just has 5 spoons. Yes, when you get a Horde battle with Vanillux. Yeah, this is bad. This is weird. Nidoking was always so cool that it turned out it was a short king. You expected to be, what, 1.7 times as high as a man, but nope. True. Yeah, like, the fact it was so hard, like, not hard, well, might have just revealed that my childhood had few friends. But yeah, like, the fact that it was so annoying to get, like, you had to catch an Abra, you had to level up a Pokemon that only had Teleport, then you had to get a Kadabra, then you had to trade it to your friend, then you had to, like, persuade your friend to trade it back to you and not just run away with your Alakazam. Like, this was worth it. This was an investment, and it was worth it. Machop, cool Pokemon. Is it as good as Mankey? I think so. I actually think it's better than Diglett. It's not as cool as Psyduck. Psyduck's just a little guy. Where's my drink? Fishing around on the floor for my drink without looking. The 3D models they're using to match the artwork does not do some of these any good. Yeah, I know. It's not the best. No, I never did the I'm only trading Kadabra for another Kadabra. Plus, I think I would have wanted my Alakazam back. Machoke? This is a good middle evolution. I don't think it goes into great tier. It's just a big Machop, but it's a big Machop, you know? He gets so much more muscular, he looks a lot stronger, he looks a lot more threatening. This is a good Pokemon. I like Machoke. He's a cool guy. Also, he's got a title belt. Like, does anyone else here have a title belt? No? Then he's the champ. That's why he's top of good tier. There we go. But Machamp is actually the champ. And this is a really cool Pokemon. I really liked Machamp when I was a kid. I still really like Machamp now. I don't know why I qualified that. I like it more than Charizard. I like it more than Alakazam. Forearms and punching things is cooler than spoons and psychic powers. You don't vibe with the Machamp line? Damn. He big. He is big. I like the Machamp line. Was it the start of the first Pokemon movie where Ash fights a guy with a Donphan which didn't exist yet and a Machamp? Oh my god, Lux. Behave. I think I know what you were referencing. Why use punching human when I can have funny angry monkey? Okay, look, it's a fair point. Primate feels a little low, you know? I do like Primate. I think... We'll see, but I have got a theory about what might happen. I like Primate more than Zardex, man. Zardex is too high. Zardex, come down here, buddy. You can sit here between Vileplume and Ivysaur. That's fine. Yeah, you can do... The nice thing about link cables is if someone tries to steal your Alakazam, you can use it to strangle them. This is ridiculous. Why do I not remember this existing? This is absurd. Is it bad ridiculous? Not really. It reminds me of Forearms from Ben 10. This is Gigantamax Machamp. Yeah, we lost a lot of things with online trading because the trading is a 4-digit code and you just end up finding somebody who isn't the person you meant to trade with and giving them your stuff. You know what? Gigantamax. Wait, you also said it's Forearms from Ben 10. Jesus, I actually missed that message. Oh my days. I need to get better at, like, not missing messages. It's because I don't read... It's because I read from the restream thing rather than from my actual chat boxes. I probably need to stop doing that. It's probably bad, you know? Oh well, we'll fix that another day. Bellsprout's a bad Pokemon, man. I don't even know if it's kind of bad. I think this might just be bad. Although the comparison to a Pea-Shooter from No. I'm not having this Pea-Shooter comparison. Look. Pea-Shooter PVZ. This is way cooler. Look, this is way cooler than Bellsprout. Most of the G-Maxes are meh. The G-Maxes are going for a very over-the-top style. It doesn't really vibe with me in most instances, so I kind of agree. This is a good Pea-Shooter design. This looks bad. Ugh. I'm moving it up for kinda bad for this one childhood memory of catching a Bellsprout in silver and gold, trading it to the NPC who gave you an Onyx, and then because I was such a childhood rebel, I would name the Bellsprout curse word. So the NPC got a Bellsprout named, like, shit. Because I was such a rebel as a child. That's actually moving it up wildly in my estimations for unlocking that memory. Let's go. Now this... Exactly. You can't tell my mom. She'll ground me. This is... potentially the first real Pokemon in the worst. These don't count. These are weird forms. This is actually just horrific. Like... The Bellsprout line is the best line to speed through the red, blue, and yellow. I'm sure it is. I just don't like it. I'm glad it has a purpose. For those who do, I'd rather be slower. You know, I feel like when people say they don't like warp skipping in Fire Emblem, I'm like, just do it, it's quicker, you know? This is going a little bit higher because James's Victory Bell was funny when it kept eating him in the anime. Shit was kind of funny. How high is it going? It can't go above Gloom. It's not better than Gloom. It can go above Caterpie. Screw it. I still just think it looks weird, man. It looks odd. This is really weird. It reminds me of Wendell from The Simpsons. Like, it just looks like it's going to throw up over me at every possible minute. It's... And also, it's got a weird, like, paintbrush tail. Like, you're not Smurgle. I don't know, man. Victory Bell's weird. James generally has a problem with his Pokemon trying to eat him. Maybe he's just tasty. Who knows? Tentacool is literally... It looks unfinished. It's still kind of cool, and it is kind of iconic. But... Like... It's not up there for me, man. It looks kind of... Yeah, it looks kind of unfinished. I don't hate Tentacool. I think it's got, like, a nice base design with, like, the little eyes. They're really not captured well in this 3D, but... You know, you think, like, the red things are its eyes, and then you look closer, and you can see its actual eyes. And this works way better when the whole sprite was, like, 12 pixels, so the eyes looked smaller in comparison to everything. But, yeah, like... 2 tentacles is not enough. I get they didn't want to go all-out Tentacruel style, but, like, 4 or 6 would have been okay. If Tentacruel is not in S tier purely for its RB sprite alone, you will be mad. Hey, Luna. Tentacruel. If you're having a good time, by the way. If you wouldn't mind dropping a like, it helps more people to find the stream, and it would be greatly appreciated. Water Zubat is very true for Tentacruel. Very true? Very true for Tentacruel. Oh my god. It's like crossing its arms. Why do I not remember this? It's so cool. I feel like Tentacruel moving has made it worse. I think it was more imposing when it was just like its Ruby Sapphire sprite is so cool. That and it got an entire Pokemon episode like delayed because it knocked down a tower in 2001. You know, that's iconic, to be fair. Getting an entire episode pulled just for existing? Kinda wild. The underused gatekeeper. Nothing to report. Hey, Professor. You hate having to close chat because you want to like the stream? I'm sorry. But thank you, it's much appreciated. Yeah, so there was an episode in like 2001, 2002 where Tentacruel knocked down a tower. And obviously that was a very inopportune time to air an episode of that nature, so it got an entire episode pulled. Great bit of Pokemon lore right there. I don't think I can put it above Ninetales, but I think I can put this high. I don't think I can put it above these, but I can put it high. I don't like it more than Poliwhirl. It's still going high. It's going there. I kind of do like it more than these. It's somewhere in this like, below Poliwhirl, above Growlithe zone, and I'm not quite sure where. I'm gonna put it here for... No, I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna put it there. I think it fits in there. Yeah, no, yeah. Tentacruel caused IRL terrorism. Yeah, there are many very unfortunate Pokemon anime episode times. There are also just many poorly thought out Pokemon anime episodes. Like the one where the Safari Zone guy has a gun and is shooting people. That was kind of wild. Yeah, jinxing the anime, true. Geodude is a good Pokemon. Geodude might even be a great Pokemon. Nah, Geodude is a good Pokemon. There's a little, like, line here of, like, pretty cool tier 1 Pokemon forming. And I'm all for it, you know, it can slot right in the middle of that line. I'm on board. The Safari episode missing is mad funny because Ash just has 30 Tauros out of nowhere in the English version. True. Is Machamp that they got rid of his body and legs? Machamp doesn't have arms coming out of his head. That's the only difference, right? It kind of does, actually. It's more his delts, but you know. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't like the Alolan Geodude line. This is kind of bad. I'm kind of not really tiering the lower tiers, but I'll give it some sort. It's not as it's here. It's kind of bad, man. How common shiny Graveler stories are. Yeah, it's really weird how like 90% of the Pokemon population had a shiny Graveler as their first shiny. Something about it makes me question a lot of those stories. Where do we put Graveler? I like Graveler. I'll make that clear now. I like Graveler. I like how it's got 4 arms, like, kind of subtly. I like how it just sort of rolls at things. I like how it blows up. I kind of like Graveler. I don't like Graveler as much as Kadabra. It can go behind here above the Megas. What's the weird sparkle and then killed it? My first shiny was Red Gyarados, lol. I got a shiny in a Nuzlocke on stream. I think I might still have that clipped. I can't remember what shiny it was. I might still have it clipped on Twitch. Shiny Graveler is slightly worse than shiny Geodude. It might be significantly worse than shiny. I don't like the not shiny Graveler, Alolan Graveler. Your first shiny was a Golbat? All these cave Pokemon, man. Galvanize Explosion? What does Galvanize Explosion do? Also, Golem's kind of great. Golem's maybe my bet for, like, most underrated Pokemon. I think this thing is incredible. It might be elite, you know? It might be S tier. It'll be low S tier, like, it's around Arbok. I want to move Primeape up. I'm moving Primeape up. I want to move Vileplume up. I'm moving Vileplume up. I kind of like this more. Do I like them being above Bulbasaur? I feel like Bulbasaur is only here because it's Bulbasaur. Like, and I would rather use all of these over it. Bulbasaur's basically here because it's a Gen 1 starter. But I think I actually like Vileplume more. And Primeape. Turns the move into an electric type? Oh, that is kind of cool. Huh. You know what? You've just been saved from the D tier. You can go into the C tier. It still looks really weird. It can go here. Because that sounds kind of fun. Okay. Now we need to have a conversation. About ponies. This, not evolving until level 40, is really annoying. This only learning Ember, for the longest time, is really annoying. I also don't think it looks that good. This is kind of bad. Actually, no, it's not. It's neutral. It's not kind of bad. I keep forgetting kind of bad as a tier. But this isn't as high as a fire type in Gen 1 should be. It's better than Gloom. It can go here. I'm fine with it being here. 6 shiny, the blue shiny is kind of cool, I will give you. Rapidash? We'll do regular Rapidash first. This looks worse than Ponyta. Right? It looks missing. It looks... I know it's a horse, but it looks naked. Like, it's missing stuff. It doesn't have enough fire. Like, the flames aren't big enough. Like, let it show off, man. I know it's a unicorn, but that's not enough to save it. This is worse than Ponyta. An evolution shouldn't be worse than its pre-evolved form. It's kind of bad. I'm sorry. Now, Galarian Ponyta. This looks cool. It looks cotton candy themed. Like, I just like this, man. It's just good. Is it great? No, but it is good. I don't like it more than Kadabra. I think I like it more than Graveler. It can sit in this little gap. I like it. Galarian Rapidash is cool. I think this does a much better job of the whole unicorn vibe than regular Rapidash did. Like, look at it. This looks like majestic. It does kind of look like a My Little Pony. Do I like it more than Galarian Ponyta? Maybe, you know? Maybe I do. Maybe I do like it more than Galarian Ponyta. This is... This is going to sound odd. But you know in Shrek, when Donkey turns into a stallion? It looks like that horse, but covered in cotton candy. That's the vibe it gives me. That's a good vibe to have. It's a good vibe to have. It can sit right there above Galarian Ponyta. Slowpoke? Cool Pokemon. It's going in the little... see? Did it sound oddish? It's going in this little sea of cool Stage 1 Gen 1 Pokemon. I like Machop and Diglett more. It can go above Mankey, that's fine. Good job, Slowpoke. No, bad. This is just Slowbro with some yellow on it, right? This is not a Pokemon. This is a Pokemon covered in paint. Yeah, bad. Bad, 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 bad. For the same reason Diglett's bad, this is bad. Slowpoke is my goat. Exactly. No, Goat is your goat. Who's messaging? Oh, that's Discord. I thought that was Microsoft Teams. It's just Lux DMing me Twitter links. If you're wondering what that Discord Hadoop was, let me mute my laptop. There we go. Slowbro. Slowbro is a cool Pokemon. I don't have anything against Slowbro. I think it does like a decent job of evolving from Slowpoke. It looks a little bit, you know, I don't know why, because they're actually the same Pokemon. Like, look, they have the same face. Oh, my opinion of Slowbro is dropping. But the thing biting its tail, it's literally just a Slowbro that's been bitten on the tail. Hold on. This is going to be a really weird Google search, so I'm going to do it off tab. Slowpoke underbelly. Does Slowpoke have a yellow tummy? Slowpoke standing up. I don't think Slowpoke has the yellow on its belly. That's enough of a change. It also goes bipedal. Like, that's a notable upgrade. And it got bit on the tail. All my logic is telling me this shouldn't be in good. It should be in kind of bad for being a boring evolution. But I kind of like it. And it's my list. So it's not this high, though. Look, don't judge me for searching Slowbro's underbelly. Or Slowpoke's underbelly. It's fine. I don't like it as much as Golbat. I don't like it as much as Pidgeotto. I don't like it as much as the Shrews. It can separate Meowth and Persian. Good job, Slowbro. Okay. This is Slowbro, right? But get this. He was bit on the arm instead of his tail. And he's got some purple stuff on him. So he's a poison type. Yeah, no. This is kind of bad. This might actually just be bad. Oh, but that one move it had was the... What was the... I just remember it having an annoying move. What's the move? What was the annoying move? Shell Sidearm! That was it. Yeah. It's still down here. It's not worse than some of these, though. It's better than Charmeleon. It's better than Nido. Why is Nidorino this high? Go away. You can go behind Venonat too. Somebody here liked Venonat, and that alone makes me like Venonat more than Nidorino. Yeah, this is meant to be a... I thought they, like, retconned this. Did they not? Is it still meant to be a Shelder that's biting Slowpoke? Because This has never been a Shelder. In like a million years. Wait, what is this? If this isn't a Shelder, then it's like its own species of Pokemon. Slowpoke's getting lore. Yeah, no. Yeah, it's meant to be a Shelder. Yeah, we're doing the alternate forms too. Because why not, right? We've got to get through them eventually. Now look. This might be controversial, but Mega Slowbro is just what Slowbro should have been. Or maybe what Slowking should have been. I don't know. Maybe Slowpoke should have just been getting bit on the tail, and then Slowbro should have been this, and then Slowking should have just been the giant shell. But this is kind of great. It's not actually going in great, though. It's going in good, but I like it more than Slowpoke. I don't like it more than Psyduck or Machop or Diglett. It's going right here. Oh no, it's separating the big line of tier 1s. I just think it looks funny. And I like how they actually did something with Slowpoke other than giving it a hat or a tail ornament. I don't know. I like Mega Slowbro. Magnemite is great. This is a great Pokemon. This is actually a great Pokemon. Oh, is it better than all these tier 1s, though? If it is, it's not by a tier. Ah, I kind of want to put Magnemite in great. It's going in great, screw it. I think I like Magnemite more than Machoke. I don't like Magnemite more than Machoke. Machoke, go up to great. I don't like Magnemite more than Sandslash either. Sandslash, go up to great. Excellent. There we go, now the tier list makes sense again. Magnemite is fucking sick. I agree. Now Magneton. Okay. This is a Magnemite, and this is just 3 Magnemites. So it has to be 3 times higher, so it's top of the tier. No. We're just going to... Is Magneton elite? Magneton might be elite, you know. It's worse. No. It's just 3 Magnemites that got stuck together. Magneton might be elite. It might be just above Zardex. Yeah, like, this is cool. I don't know. I like this. I think 90% of the reason why I like... Hold on, I'm just stealing chat's idea to be funny. There we go. Excellent. But yeah, I think part of the reason I like Magneton so much is in Mystery Dungeon when you save the Magnemite and then they get stuck together and form Magnetons. Blame comp. Look, this will probably earn some backlash, and maybe it's rightfully so. Until Gen 8, this was a bad Pokemon. Okay? Like, this was just a bird, and they couldn't think of anything definitive to do with it, so they made it hold a leak. And its definitive feature for, like, 30 years was it's holding a leak. Lux, I so don't know the meme you're referencing, I can't even tell which part of what you typed was a meme. So no, I don't know your meme. I'm so out of touch with your meme, I can't actually tell which message was the meme. Yeah, for like 30 years, this thing's whole thing was it holds a leak. And you got one in Gen 1, and the only one you could get in Gen 1 was called Ducky. Can you DM me that on Discord, Lux, please? I want to watch it after stream. It's kind of bad. It would be in bad if it didn't get an evolution, okay? Like, I know it's its other form that got an evolution, but it kind of bails this form out, like, mentally. It can go above Venonat. It can go behind Venonat. I'm so unattached to Farfetch'd. I kind of want to move down Geodude. Doesn't deserve to be in the same tier as Wartortle. They should have just gave it Hatsune Miku hair. Oh my god. OG Farfetch'd is just a silly little guy. He's a silly little guy called Ducky. Pat, pat, pat. This Farfetch'd is way cooler because the leak is bigger. And how cool a Farfetch'd is directly related to the size of its leak. Behave. Is this a good Pokemon? This might be a good Pokemon. I like it more than this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and all of this, and this. Yeah, Alolan Raticate's only here because of its chubby cheeks. It can go above that. Golduck? Sure. Sure. Yeah. Can stop there. Surfetch'd is a good Pokemon. Surfetch'd will go high when we eventually get to Gen 8 in, like, I don't know, 2 months or something. However long it takes. Now, Doduo? Oh, maybe it was Ducks. Maybe I'm misremembering it. It's not about the size, it's how you use it. Yeah, and Galarian Farfetch'd uses it to evolve. Now look, this might be controversial, but Doduo is a good Pokemon, okay? This is a good Pokemon, like a high good Pokemon. I just realized I've put the Slowbros... Right, hold on. This is all out of order of how I actually feel. The Bros and the Pokes can go behind these. Kadabra can go behind these. Mankey can go above the Bros. And Doduo can go above Mankey. There we go. Now that looks more how I like it. A Duno. Maybe it was Ducks. Now you've got me thinking. Now Dodrio. Dodrio's a really good Pokemon. I always liked Dodrio, but then new Pokemon Snap came out, and the Dodrio in, like, the first level of that, when you go into, like, the tiny form, and there's the giant Dodrio, so cool. Like, oh my god, genuinely one of my coolest Pokemon moments. I love that. It's so good. Dodrio might be an elite, you know. I have a feeling a lot of these things in Elite won't hold up when the rest of the Pokemon end up getting added. But they're there for now. Dodrio over Primeape? Maybe not. Maybe over Vileplume, though. I don't know what you're referencing, Tolatos. Doduo is the Makalov of the... I guess so. Maybe it's more like the Astrid. Right? Because Astrid's whole thing is she has Paragon. This whole thing is it gets Drill Peck. Paragon and Drill Peck are not comparable at all, but they get a unique tool that makes them really fun. Dodrio is Astrid. Yes. Oh wait. This also gets Drill Peck, doesn't it? This got Tri-Attack? Not Tri-Beam, that's from Dragon Ball. That's Tien. This got Tri-Attack in Gen 1. It got Stab Physical Tri-Attack. And that was cool. I think there was something about Dodrio it got that I liked. Okay. There's no need to dwell on these. This is a Seal called Seal. This is a Dugong called Dugong. Go away. You're not even doing it like Ekans where you spell it backwards. If this was called Lease and this was called Gnoged, then we might be talking. But no, it's a Seal called Seal and a Dugong called Dugong. You get no points for it. No. They're not bottom of this tier. Also, they're literally the same Pokemon. This just has a beard. Like, the evolved form is less interesting than the pre-evolved form. Yes, if they named it Noghead, it'd be better, not worse. Exactly. This is some Grime called Grimer. This is some Muck called Muck, but it's actually kind of cool, so we let it off. Grimer is not actually this low, by the way. It's just some Grime called Grimer, but I actually think it's just kind of funky. In a good way. It can go above Venonat, behind Charmeleon. You've done well there for yourself, Grimer, considering you are literally a pile of goop. And you're named Grimer? You can sit there. Every normal flying from the gem, what? Yeah, I guess you're right. Wait, Farfetch'd gets Drawpeck? I did not know that. Oh, okay, now I get where it's from. Grimer. This is just green Grimer. Somehow they made Grimer less unique by making it green, which feels more like grime-colored. This is a bad Pokemon. Now Muck? Oh my god, like she just like exploded the chat. Muck is an okay Pokemon. Is it good? I think it's kind of good. Koga's Muck using Minimize was kind of funny. I think it's kind of good. I'm down with Muck. Farfetch'd is the Makalov, you're right. Yeah, it literally just becomes 1 pixel. I think I like Muck more than these. Oh, Sandshrew might be where I draw. I think I like it more than Sandshrew. I don't like it more than Golbat and Zubat. I've gone too high here. This is too high. Reverse. Here is good. You've done well to get that far, Muck. Be proud of yourself. It's a different type of waste, and it cycles through colors. I agree. This is a cool Pokemon. Like, hold on, let me see if I can... Does it show on the sprite on here? Ah, it doesn't. Why do they animate these ones, but not these ones? Be animated. Also, I kind of like how Muck just flips you off. That's kind of cool. Okay. Maybe I can bump Muck up a little bit. Bird Titania is, Moltres. Because it's even got the red hair, you know? Or Skarmory. Skarmory is Bird Titania. I like the look of regular Muck more, but I think that's just the icon, like the nostalgia speaking. They can go next to each other. I'm fine with this. Am I? I don't think it... I like the lore behind its look. I just don't think its look looks very good. It's above Golduck. It's above Glare. It's just moving back to where it was at this rate. It can go here. That's a fair place for it. Maybe like, what's it called? Corviknight? Yeah, maybe that's, Titania. Shelder. Shelder's alright. It's a relatively normal, just water type. Its evolution way out overshadows it. And like, if its tongue wasn't going like, boom, then it wouldn't be interesting at all. I was kind of getting carried by its tongue. Just mad, but, you know. Like, it's kind of water Ponyta. Right? Like, it's a little bit basic, it's a little bit uninteresting. Actually, Tentacool is kind of water Ponyta. Let's put Tentacool next to Ponyta, and Shelder can just go behind Gloom. Bye, Lurks! Shelder can go behind Gloom. No, you can watch the entire video, Maria. I always thought this was a Ghastly inside of Cloyster when I was a kid. Like, I always thought it was just like a Ghastly inside of a shell, and that Cloyster would evolve from Ghastly. Until I realized it didn't. But yeah, this kind of looks like it should. No, Magikarp number 1. Number 1 might be too high. Cloyster's a cool Pokemon, though. It's a cool Water Ice type. It did some really cool stuff with Skill Link. I got a lot of fun out of using Cloyster. Cloyster might go in great. It's like Sandslash and Machoke. Like, it's kind of around here for me. Maybe slightly above them, because I've got more, like, practical use out of Cloyster. I like it more than these. In fact, I like all of these more than these. Not the Magnemite. Can go above these two. There, you can sit there, Cloyster. You can go above this. Yeah, that's fine. Does, yeah, kind of resemble a vagina, but, you know. Sometimes these things just happen. It can't be helped. It's a really weird Pokemon. But it's so fun to use. It gets off because of that. Or it gets up because of that. What am I saying? Ghastly is a good Pokemon. I think Ghastly, like, beats out the line of cool, like, Stage 1 Pokemon. And goes to hang out with Magnemite in the really cool Stage 1 Pokemon. Actually, maybe it goes higher than that. I don't know. I feel like Ghastly's, like, a little bit unfortunate that it gets overshadowed by Gengar. But Ghastly's still cool. Catching this thing for the first time, having it reveal from, like, the ghost in Gen 1 to being, like, an actual Ghastly. That wasn't my first experience with Ghastly. My first experience with Ghastly was, Sprout Tower. Why were they in Sprout Tower? That was a very odd choice thinking about it. But... have we just got the spooky music when we're ranking the ghosts? What music is this? Is this the Sprout Tower music? I think it is. Or is it like Ecutique? Ecritique? I must know. Sprout Tower music. No, we were already on the Sprout Tower music before. Okay, I just had to know. I was curious. Yeah, can Ghastly go higher than this? Maybe. I think it's kind of good here. Maybe above Zardwire. Yeah, I like it there. Now, Haunter is a good Pokemon. Haunter is a very good Pokemon. Yeah, it's the Kimono Girls, that's it. Haunter might be, like, here, you know. Haunter might be here. Haunter might be better than Bulbasaur. Haunter might be better than Magneton. Also, this was funny for a joke, but I'm going to get rid of this tier now. Is Haunter better than Vileplume? Is Haunter better than Dodrio? No, I think that's going too far. Haunter can sit in S tier, though. It's an elite Pokemon. And if Haunter's in S tier, then you know Gengar's going high. Gengar's going all the way up. Okay, I like it more than Nidoking. I think I like it more than Blastoise. I think I like it more than... Blastoise vs Charizard is difficult, you know. Might sit behind Zard. I know that's probably sacrilege. So if you had Gengar here, I wouldn't even blame you. But for me, I think it sits slightly behind Zard. It's a good Pokemon. Gengar is a very good Pokemon. These three aren't being held back at all by the fact that they're trade evolutions, which is kind of wild. Because they probably should be. But I don't really care. I guess it's just less of a problem in the modern day when you can just trade online, right? It used to be way more annoying than it is now. Mega Gengar? It feels like ages since we've had a Mega. Mega Gengar? I don't know if this is controversial or not. I think it's kind of bad. It's not, like, really bad, but it's kind of bad. Yeah, it can sit there. That's fine. This is way too high. Go behind Grimer. This is also too high. Go here. There we go. Yeah, you can go behind Venonat too. And Farfetch'd. There we go. You were never called Ducks. Gigantamax Gengar? Yeah, this is ridiculous. It's just a giant mouth. Last was Mega Slowbro? I think you're right. Feels like ages since we had a Gigantamax too. think the last one was Machamp. I think these two were actually paired as well. Like, one version got one and one got the other. I don't know. This ain't doing it for me. I'm not gonna lie. G-Max Gengar? Vacuum Cleaner Gengar? True. Luigi's Mansion Gengar. It can sit here, like... I don't even like it more than Charmeleon, Grimer, Venonat, Farfetch'd. No. Maybe this is really bad. Maybe this is too low as well. No. You know what? You can go in neutral. They can stay where they are for now. We'll figure that out later. Onix is a good Pokemon. Okay, it's just a big rock snake and it looks really cool. It would be higher than good if it had an attack stat, so when I got it, I wasn't severely underwhelmed. But it's a good Pokemon. This is a really good Pokemon design. I'm tempted to put it higher, you know. I might put it in great. I might put it like bottom of great. Its performance lets it down. But it's what goes into it, the design, you know, the theme, it's good. This is a good Pokemon. I like Onix. Oh my god, we still have so many to go. We've still got like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 60. Oh god, we've still got like 68 or something to go. Ah! Drowsy. Drowsy's pretty good, you know. I don't mind Drowsy. Onix made you not know how to spell Onix for a long time. That's a fair point, actually. Drowsy is definitely above Abra, which means it's probably in the good tier. Because I like it more than Parasect and Clefairy. And Nidorina and Pharaoh. Onix being secretly shit is a good game design. Maybe it is, you know. It's better than Golduck. This is too high as well. This needs to bump down a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. This is better than Persian. It's better than Farfetch'd. It's better than this muck. It's not better than Slowbro. Can sit there. Good job, Drowsy. It's just kind of cool. You know, I like the muddy design on it. I think it gives it a bit of color. Unlike this thing. And... you know, the whole it's sleepy and hypnotizes people is kind of cool. This... lore-wise, really interesting. Design-wise, terrifying. That one poem that got written about it as a creepypasta, terrifying, but adds a lot to it. I don't think there is a human being alive who can put Hypno in neutral tier. I don't think you can feel neutrally about Hypno. I feel like it's a Pokemon that you've got to have an opinion of one way or the other. It's an agree to disagree Pokemon. You know, there is no middle ground with Hypno. It has to sit somewhere. For me, I'll put it above the Hisuian Arcanine, I guess. I don't blame you. That was some terrifying stuff. And the video on YouTube of that being read with the Lavender Town theme in the background? Yeah. Kind of terrifying. Like, lore-wise making me uncomfortable is cool. But I kind of feel like it should be wearing a trench coat. You know, like... It's a worrying Pokemon. Okay, now, I'm gonna have to, like, kind of... I don't think these rules will necessarily come too heavily into play in this video, but generally, if a Pokemon is just a blank... I mean, Seal and Dugong kind of got this treatment, and some of the birds and bugs kind of dodged it. But if a Pokemon is just a blank, they're probably going to end up low. Krabby is not one of those Pokemon. Krabby is a cool guy. He's just a little crab. He's just vibing. He's just a cool little crab. He's a better crab than Paris. He's a better crab than Parasect. He's going to keep going. You know what? He can just keep going. Where does Krabby want to sit? Can he go above Slowbro? I think I could put him here. Hypno is what people think Mr. Mime is. True. Krabby says cookie in the anime all the time? Interesting. Kingler. With his giant claw and his little crown? Oh, you're going high. I think you beat out this big line of stuff. You can beat out Onyx and Ghastly and... Yeah, sure. He's kind of similar to Sandslash in my head. He's just a little guy. Look at him. He's just a little crab rave guy. Look, and this is a big crab rave guy, and he's got a giant claw, and it's cool. You don't want to know, Tolatos. Wait, what is this? Why have I never seen this? Is this Gigantamax Kingler? Oh my god. Why is this kind of amazing? Okay, I have two thoughts looking at this thing. The first is giant beard. The second is I kind of want to eat it. This is the most edible Pokemon. This is by far the most edible Pokemon. Giant enemy crab. It is a giant enemy crab. This is good. Like, for a Gigantamax, this is good. For a Gigantamax. It might go in here with the other, like, peak Gigantamaxes so far. I'm fine with it sliding in with these other big Gigantamaxes. This is a cool Pokemon. I like this. Do more of this. Slowpoke's tail? True. Voltorb? It's a Mimic. I think Mimics are a cool thing in games. Voltorb is a Mimic. I know it's just a Pokeball, but a Pokeball's a Pokemon thing. They have a right to do this, and it's a cool way to do a Mimic in a game without chests. I like Voltorb. Voltorb is a cool guy. Where do we put him? Putting this next to this makes everything seem very round. I don't hate it, though. It can vibe here. I think it belongs here. Hisuian Voltorb? Not the biggest fan. I think this is just Voltorb, but worse. I get it's thematically on point and everything, but... I just think it doesn't look great. I don't know. Maybe it's good. I don't think it is. I've got no experience with it either. I'm pretty neutral. Let's put it just next to this Growlithe. Go behind Kakuna. Sure. At least they did it in the first game. Anything later would have felt cheap. Maybe you're right. Maybe you are right. It might have felt bad if it was done later in the games. Bum, bum. Team Rocket theme's so good. I'm going to retweet my own tweet. There we go. Shove it back to the top of the feeds. Electrode? Look, you got away with the Mimic once. But I feel like Electrode, and maybe this is just me, surely you make it a Great Ball. You don't just turn the Pokeball upside down, you make it a Great Ball. It feels so obvious that it genuinely annoys me that it's an upside down Pokeball and not a Great Ball. I know it's a completely irrational thing to have annoy you, but it does. Just make it a Great Ball. And then you can have a third form that's an Ultra Ball, and then it can get a Mega Evolution that's a Master Ball. I should work for Pokemon. That being said, it's not actually bad. And the fact it's, like, crazy fast is hilarious. I can't put it above things I actually kind of like, but it can go above, like, it can go here. Sure, screw it. Why not? This is just... The fact they didn't correct their Great Ball error with this actually makes this, like, bad. You know? Because Gen 1, maybe they overlooked it. The fact they didn't do it by Gen 38,000... Sorry, I'm just gonna... Why have we got, like, missing no music? There we go. It was terrifying. Exeggcute? Behind Alecki and Deoxys speed? Good stuff, Electrode. Sorry, I need to move Electrode up. I just remembered the Ranch episode where someone was riding an Electrode. I can't remember if it was an Electrode or a Voltorb. But the one where, like, Ash rides Rapidash, and then there's someone riding a Voltorb, and Misty is mysteriously riding Starmie, and I don't quite know how that works. But Yeah, that can move Electrode up like a good few points. Okay. Now, look. Exeggcute. I don't want to state the obvious, but it's a group of 6 eggs that evolves into a coconut tree that evolves into a dinosaur coconut tree. Or mega evolves anyway. I do not understand Exeggcute. I kind of wish this didn't exist and it was just Exeggutor as a solo Pokemon. Oh no, Tolatos, I missed your prepare for trouble and make it double. This can't go high. This is bad. I'm trying to find a reason to not put this low, but it's literally just a group of eggs. Go down here. The eggs are seeds, it becomes a tree. But they're eggs. This whole thing confuses me. Yeah, tall exec... Oh, it is the Alola. That's right. Yeah, it's not the Mega. You are correct. Now, Exeggutor's a cool Pokemon. Okay? This... I know it's just a coconut tree, but it's like... It's turned the eggs into heads. It does the right thing. Okay, this is a good Pokemon. It's better than Onix. It's better than Magnemite. It's better than Zard-Y. It's better than all of these. It's better than Kingler. Honestly, it's kind of like Kingler and Sandslash for me. It's not a great... Well, it is a great Pokemon. That's why it's in the great tier. It's not like an elite Pokemon, but it's great. I kind of like it. It's Mecha. It is Mecha. That is true. It's got the Fire Emblem symbolism. It can bump up above Machoke for that. Okay. Alolan Exeggutor? It's really funny for making jokes towards tall people with just calling them Alolan Exeggutor. And when Smash Ultimate came out and Alolan Exeggutor popped out of a Pokeball and you take a picture of it and send it to your friends and say, hey, look, you're in Smash. Everyone is here. Those were some good times. That was funny jokes. How high can something get because it just looks funny? Pretty high, honestly. Maybe here, actually. I was just like mindlessly hovering there, but I think it can go above Muck. That's pretty decent. It's a good Pokemon. Let's go. Cubone, the sad Cubone story immediately puts it in like this good bracket. We're gonna put it here. Sure. Cubone is a cool Pokemon. Marowak? I feel like Marowak should get the it's pre-evolved form, like, but slightly different treatment. But honestly, I think Marowak's kind of cooler. I don't know, it just looks more sleek, more angular, like, more protected, stronger. Like, the little lines on it make it look more ripped. Like, it looks probably more dissimilar than it actually is. It's a good Pokemon. You know what? Actually, it can go right above Cubone. I think I just like it slightly more than Cubone. Marowak Alola? This is a cool Pokemon. I used a lot of this in comp as well. And that was really cool. That was a fun time. It might break Elite, you know? Is this going to be the first... I think this is the first, like, form or, like, variant to break into Elite. I think it is. Because I like it more than Dodrio and Primeape and Arbok and, honestly, yeah, these. I don't like it more than Poliwhirl. It can go here. Maybe I do like it more than Poliwhirl. Not more than Dugtrio. Yeah, I think that's a good place for it to go. Really cool Pokemon. A lot of fun to use as well. Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee, I'm going to be real. Hitmonlee, pretty decent. Right, this is a good Pokemon. Okay, I like Hitmonlee. This can go above... Some of these things in good need to move down to neutral. Hold on. This... 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 Cool. I think that's about where we'll stop. Maybe this. Cool. Hitmonlee. Where do I actually want to put you? I like it more than Machop. I like it more than Psyduck. I don't like it more than Geodude. It can sit here. It seems weird, it dividing all of these, like, babies, but, you know, I think that's about where it falls for me. It's got cool, stretchy limbs, you know. It's named after Bruce Lee. It looks kind of weird. Like, it kind of looks like a... I don't know, like, its eyes are really hollow. Like... Your math professor is Chuck Norris? That's gonna need some explaining. Yeah, I think it going into the good tier is perfectly acceptable. Like, high into the good tier as well. Now, Hitmonchan. This is somewhere down here. This thing kind of creeps me out. Because the implication is that the clothes and the boxing gloves are part of its body. And that, to me, is very odd. I'm gonna put it here. I think it's kind of bad. I don't really like it. It kind of creeps me out. It's not as bad as Lickitung. Lickitung is actually just bad. Yes, that can go there. Koffing! Koffing is an iconic Pokemon. Koffing is great, and it's going to sit where it belongs, right next to Ekans. I like Koffing more than Ekans. I like Koffing more than Ivysaur. I like Koffing more than Zardwire. It's not going to sit right next to Ekans, because I like it a bit more. And, to the shock of nobody, Weezing is also going very, very high. Now, are these just because of the anime? Mostly. But they belong there. I don't know if it belongs above Voltorb. Voltorb? Above Golem. How did I just confuse... I mean, I guess they're both circular. Maybe I do like it more than Golem. Maybe I like it more than Pikachu and Raichu. It can go here. Good job, Weezing. Yeah, just really cool in the anime. It's like a nice big tanky poison type as well, which gets a special place in my heart. I like big tanky poison types. It's probably a similar reason why I'm quite fond of Muck. I just like the tanky poison types. Yeah, another James Pokemon. Wait, Weezing's beta name was NYC. Oh my god. We have to just scroll so much now to get down. There are so many Pokemon. And this is only Gen 1. And we still have so much of Gen 1 to go. Oh my god. Weezing Galar? You know what? I don't think it looks as good as Weezing, but I like what they did with it to Briticize it. You know, give it big, like, industrial era style steam stacks. I'm on board with this, you know. I think it's a good design for what they were going for. I don't think it's a good design outright, but I like what they did with it. I'm going to move it here. Sure. I like what they did with it. I think it's cool. And it's just got giant top hats. It's got the giant steam stacks. It's a cool Pokemon. It's a cool Pokemon. He seemed to love being shocked. True. Rhyhorn. I might buy... This might actually be a controversial take. I think Rhyhorn is an elite Pokemon. And that's not what gets... Not what gets controversial. I think Rhydon is simply good. It might break into great. I can put it bottom of great. But I think Rhyhorn is way cooler than Rhydon. I think it just looks a lot cooler. Oh god, what happened in that one? Actually, maybe I'll watch it at some point. Yeah, I think Rhyhorn is way cooler than Rhydon. I think it looks more like an actual Rhino, which normally would move it down, but like, I think in this case, it just looks really like a big Rhino made of rocks, and that's cool. I don't know, it's a cool Pokemon. I like Rhyhorn. It's just a cool Pokemon. Okay, like, it looks like imagine a giant rocky rhinoceros charging you down. That sounds threatening as hell. What's this thing gonna do? Stand there and stomp? Like, it just doesn't look as... I know this is, like, the first ever Pokemon, so, like, cool. Good job. But, you know, part of being the first ever is that they improved on you, and they happen to improve on you with your own pre-evolution. Sorry, Rhydon. Chansey? I don't know what to do about Chansey. I'm going to come back to Chansey. I'm going to get some of these easy ones out of the way. Goldeen, boring, just a fish. Go with the other just a blanks. Seeking, boring, still just a fish. Do not like these Pokemon. I just have no... Like, a Gen 1 Pokemon that makes me feel nothing is genuinely impressive. Like, I just do not care about Goldeen. Someone earlier said that Seal and Dugong are the most forgettable Gen 1s. I think it genuinely might be these. Like, they are just not interesting to me. Kangaskhan? This is a great Pokemon. This is a truly great Pokemon. Might be an elite Pokemon. Very barely, I think. I might take it over Vileplume, Haunter, Dodrio. It could sit around here. Maybe above Arbok. Yeah, that looks about right. Just... Okay, look, the little thing in its pouch, kind of cool, but I just like a big, strong, normal type. I just think a big, strong, normal type is a really cool Pokemon. It does a lot of damage, it hits hard, it looks cool when you get it in the Safari Zone, so you throw a Safari Ball at it and it doesn't stay in, so you spend like 20 minutes trying to find another one, and it runs away again, and then you finally catch one, and it's really good. That's all you need from Kangaskhan. Also, the missing no glitch, turning into Kangaskhan's that know water guns, like it knows 2 water guns. Just iconic. Okay, it's a really cool Pokemon. Love me some Kangaskhan. Tangela? It's kind of bad. I'm not the big Tangela fan. I don't know. Maybe this is harsh. Maybe I'm neutral towards Tangela, because I like it more than everything else in this tier. We'll go neutral for Tangela. I feel bad putting it in kind of bad, so maybe I don't think it's kind of bad. I just kind of don't have much opinion on Tangela. It needed to get its evolved form sooner, though. That's for sure. I need to do something about Chansey, but let's do Kangaskhan Mega. Cool conceptually, but it's still only a Mega. I like Kangaskhan Mega, but I don't love Kangaskhan Mega. Maybe I could put it like here. I respect it for what it is as a Mega Evolution. I just think I'm less attached to Mega Evolutions than regular Pokemon. Even if I liked the regular Pokemon, or like the Mega Evolution more, I think I would just prefer the regular Pokemon, you know? Probably don't know, that was a really weird concept, but yeah. Chansey? I don't know what to say about Chansey. It's just an amorphous pink blob again. It's kind of cool, this whole healing thing. Like, I do like that about it, but it's just not overly interesting. I'm just going to put it bottom of good. I think it's a good Pokemon. It's got an egg. That's kind of cool, you know? 1 egg is apparently much better than 6 eggs. It's alright. I like Chansey. Horsey's a cool Pokemon. I like it. It's going in the big sea of, good tier, or good stage 1s. I like it more than Psyduck. I think I like it more than Hitmonlee. It can go there. Cool. It's a good place for it. Just got a nice design, you know, and I like the idea of it just shooting things with its little nose. Unfortunately, chalk. Seadra? Seadra is another cool Pokemon. I don't know if I like it more than Horsey. I think I like Horsey's design more. Seadra just looks angry and pointy. I don't really think that makes it better. It's still good. I still think Seadra is good, but I'd drop it down a little bit over this. Maybe above Doduo. Maybe below Doduo. Maybe below Mankey. Maybe here. Yeah, Seadra's still good. I just like Horsey more. So, but I still like it, you know. Seadra's still a cool Pokemon. Staryu and Starmie are both great. Hey, we're in a Pokemon battle. Staryu is a really good tier 1 Pokemon. It's not weak. It's kind of strong. It's fun to use. It gets a ton of great moves. I think this... I think I like this more than Bulbasaur. I think it's elite. I think it's low elite, but I think it's elite. Starmie? This is a Pokemon. This is a good Pokemon. This might be sacrilege. But Starmie's going right there, below Arcanine, above Machamp. This is one of my favourites. I ran a Starmie in my comp teams for years whenever I could. Like, a Starmie with, like, Surf or Hydro Pump, Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, Psychic. That was my bread and butter. That was my go-to. I love this thing, man. Like, when Starmie dropped to UU, I dropped to UU, and I'm not even kidding. I think that's my first year I started properly playing, like, lower tiers. And then I never really went back. Like, I always kind of stuck to UU, RU. It's so cool. I love this Pokemon. Just design-wise, it's really cool. It's just a big flying star. As mentioned earlier, Misty riding one in the ranch episode was just weird. But that kind of makes me love it. This is so cool. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of thinking we might need an S++ for, like, super favorites. But we'll see, we'll see. Mr. Mime? I don't hate it. I kind of like Mr. Mime. I think it's because it was kind of, like, exclusive. Like, the only one you got was the tradable one in Gen 1. And then, like, it was never really common after that either. Like, Onix you could just catch, right? Like, I know it was a tradable Pokemon at one point, you could just catch it, you know? Like... This, it remained kind of unique and it was kind of fun. I kind of like it. I'm on board. I'm on board with the Mr. Mime. How on board am I with Mr. Mime? I like it more than Drowsy. I like it more than most of these. Electrode. Yes. Is Ash's dad true? Yeah, we could put it above Electrode. Why not? That's a good place for it to be. I just think it's kind of cool, you know? It's just it's the guy. It puts up barriers, you know? It's a cool guy. This is weird. I don't know why. This looks really uncanny to me. It looks like it should have been created by Dr. Robotnik. Like, it's bad. This is a bad Pokemon. This is going here. I do not like Galarian Mr. Mime. Now, Scyther. This is another one that, for me, this is a Pokemon. This is going all the way up. Where do I put you? I think Scyther is bottom of S+. Straight up, I don't like it as much as Nidoking or Blastoise, but I like it more than Venusaur. I like it more than the base starters. More than Nidoqueen, more than Ninetales. Scyther's a really cool Pokemon. It looks threatening. It looks imposing. And it's just... this being a bug type, like this and Pinsir, who I think is next. No, he's in a bit. We'll do Pinsir now, screw it. This and Pinsir saved the bug type for me in Gen 1 because they were actually really cool bugs. And then Gen 2, we'll get to Gen 2 whenever we do part 2 of this, but Gen 2 brought in the bug types. But yeah, Pinsir will do as well. I don't think Pinsir's as good as Scyther, I'll be honest. It's a little bit lower for me. Probably around here. Maybe around here. Yeah, that's about right. But it's still a really cool bug type, right? Like, it's just so cool. They didn't need bug type moves. They just needed to look cool and be cool, and they did look cool and they were cool. That's all they needed. They're a great Pokemon. Both of them are great Pokemon. I feel like they saved the bug type in Gen 1 for me. Otherwise, I don't think there'd have been much bouncing back. Mega Pinsir? Let's do Mega Pinsir. This, to me, kind of looks how a Mega should look if you want to make a good-looking Mega. It still has the unfortunate problem that I just don't have the same level of attachment to it as I do to the regular Pinsir. Like, it looks cool, but... I still like regular Pinsir. I almost give regular Pinsir more credit. Like, this looks better, but this looks close, and it's a base design as opposed to a Mega. I don't know. I think this is a good Mega, though. I'm going to put it high. I'm going to put it in Elite. Have we got any Megas in Elite? We haven't. This can go in Elite. This can be the first Mega in Elite. It can go above Staryu. It can go above these. It can go there. It can go above these. It can go there. That's fine. Maybe below this. Cool. Yeah. Good job, Mega Pinsir. Jinx. Nope. Electabuzz. I think Electabuzz is a pretty cool Pokemon. Do I think it's a great Pokemon? I think Electabuzz is kind of great, you know. I think if this had have got its evolution sooner, I would probably think more highly of it. Like, kind of similar to Haunter, maybe, I would probably rate it. But it took a while to get its evolution, and its evolution was trade while holding an item, and that's just kind of convoluted, and the item wasn't even common, and... yeah, it was kind of annoying for those reasons, but it still kind of slaps. It can go here. Above Ekans, below Ivysaur. It can go above Ivysaur. Yeah, that's fine. I like it sitting there. Good job, Electabuzz. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like Magmar. I don't think it's bad, but I think it's kind of bad. It can go just next to Rapidash. I just think it looks weird. It's got a butt on its head. It's got a weird duck bill, you know. It's got, like, the fire design on it, but it kind of reminds me of those t-shirts, like, kids used to wear when they were, like, when you were in, like, year 4, like, year 5. You'd wear, like, the black shirt with, like, the fire design going up it. Like, yeah. No, not a big fan of Magmar. Looks a bit weird. Also, don't think it's that good. I never really bothered to use it because I didn't like how it looked, to be honest. Magmar fighting Charizard was kind of cool, I guess. Like, in the anime. That's kind of all it's got. Yeah, it can go in kind of bad. Tauros is a great Pokemon. I love Tauros. This probably started my love of just, like, strong normal types, honestly. I think this is great. How great do I think it is? I'm going to put it around Nidoqueen and Ninetales. I'm going to put it around here. Jinx doesn't need to be discussed. It can just go here. There are maybe 3 or 4 Pokemon that will go below Jinx. Like, in the entire list. There might be more than that, actually. There are some bad things in the new gen. But yeah, Jinx is a horrific Pokemon. Just look at it, man. Like, it's not even just here because of its inspiration, although that's definitely a part of it, and that's kind of weird. It's, even if it wasn't inspired by things that are, shall I be charitable and say questionable, or shall I be accurate and just say wrong, it's still awful. It does the Hitmonchan of wearing clothes. Like, it just looks fucking weird. I do not like Jinx, man. But yeah, Tauros is great. This is an elite Pokemon. It just looks imposing. I know it's just a bull with 3 tails. I don't care. It's great. It's got Earthquake. It's got Stomp. It's got other cool moves. And it just does a boatload of damage. Okay, I don't know what these Tauroses are. Are these Hisuian Tauroses? I don't think they look as good. It does a feat in Stadium when using Mega Kick? True. I don't know what these Tauroses are. Can anyone fill me in? For now, Magikarp is iconic. It is a great first form. I'm going to put it top of the good tier. I can't say it goes beyond that, because most of the time when I've got Magikarp, I'm waiting to get rid of Magikarp. But it gets there for what it is, you know. Most of us probably don't like using Magikarp, but we still have positive associations of Magikarp, so it can go top of good tier. Gyarados? Gyarados is a good Pokemon. In fact, Gyarados is a great Pokemon. In fact, Gyarados is an elite Pokemon. In fact, Gyarados is a favorite Pokemon. It's an S+. It's a high S+ at that. I'm going to put it between Alakazam and Machamp. Magikarp is an S. Yeah, Magikarp is a trainee unit. Magikarp is like... he's like Ross. You get him nice and early, and he turns into something really good, but you can get good things without using him. You know? But Magikarp is great. But Gyarados is cool. And even better, when when Magikarp evolves, it can learn Surf, just like Ross can Water Walk. Magikarp is Ross. I could put it above Machamp. I've definitely used Gyarados way more than Machamp. And that kind of makes me want to rate it highly. It's just so reliable, right? Like, in almost every game, you can catch a Magikarp. So in almost every game, you can get a really strong Gyarados. Happiest sight in any Nuzlocke? True, especially after Gen 3 when it got things like physical waterfall, like after, well, Gen 4 and onwards, I mean. Like physical waterfall and things like that. Like, and in the modern gens, it got things like Power Whip and Dragon Dance and things like that. Like, I was running Dynamax Gyarados when Set 8 first came out on Smogon before they got banned. Like, that was a fun time. Because you could run Max Air, you could use Max Airstream by using Bounce, so you got a flying move and also got all the speed boosts from it. Oh, it's so good, man. I love Gyarados. Gyarados is a great Pokemon. Okay, I don't know what these are, so I'm literally rating them on looks alone. At most, they're probably going in neutral, but I think they look good. They look all kind of the same. I'm just going to put them, like, slightly above Hisuian Arcanine. I like the blue one more than the red one. There we go. Yeah, maybe Ross is a Magikarp. Maybe that's more accurate. Look, I know a lot of people like Mega Gyarados. I just gotta be honest. I don't like it the way it looks. I don't like it the way it looks. I don't like its visuals. I don't like the way it looks. I don't hate the way it looks. I don't dislike the way it looks, but I don't like the way it looks. I still think it's good. But it's a letdown from Gyarados, isn't it? Like, look, this is so cool and iconic. I do, but I can't be bothered to search up weird-looking Tauruses. Where would I put this? It is good. I don't want it to sound too negative, because I do like Mega Gyarados. I just like it so much less than regular Gyarados. I like it more than this, like, Mega Slowbro, I guess. Can go behind Seadra. Screw it. Sure, that's fine. Combat Breed, Blaze Breed, and Aqua Breed. Cool. Oh my god, we've only got 2 rows left in a bit. Let's get the Laprases out of the way, then we've only got 2 rows left. The final 24 Pokemon. Lapras is a great Pokemon. It's above a great Pokemon. Lapras is an elite Pokemon. Where in elite? Is Lapras a favorite? Because this might top elite. Maybe it just tops elite. Maybe this is the divider. I quite like this as a divider. Lapras tops elite. It's just a really cool Pokemon. I think it looks really cool. The fact it became kind of like a ferry in the anime was kind of nice. Like, people just ride it around. It's got a nice design. It uses some powerful moves. It's a decent water type. My reaction was very whelmed. Lapras going from being endangered to being saved in the Pokedex. It's just a really cool Pokemon. I love it. You know, it gets some cool moves. It's one of those things you can just imagine it blasting, like, ice beams and hydro pumps out of its mouth. Like, it just looks cool. It's a cool, big special attacker wall thing. This might be controversial. This might be my favorite Gigantamax, at least of the Gen 1 Pokemon. This is really cool. Where's our highest Gigantamax? So, oh, it's this gang, isn't it? The Blastoise. Nah, this far outweighs those. This is really cool. This might go in great. I might put it, like, here? But this is a really good, like, just giving it a big boat. It looks huge. Like, I know it's a Gigantamax. They're meant to be huge. But this looks huge. Like, this looks like something out of Shadow of the Colossus or something. Like, it's so big. A lot of the Gigantamaxes, I feel, don't feel that big. This feels huge. Only Gen 1 and 8 and Garbodor. You know what? I'm fine with that for some reason. That sounds good to me. Ditto? Look, Ditto is going where it's going solely for its utility as a breeding Pokemon. How high can I put it without, like, being upset at the things it's over? Maybe here. Sure. It's iconic. It's used for breeding everything. It's got transform. It transforms into things, and they all do the funny face when it transforms. Yeah, okay, it's a cool Pokemon. We all like Ditto, but it's also just Ditto. The thing about it being a failed Mew clone is kind of cool, I guess. Yeah, I'm kind of down with it. Eevee? I like Eevee. We all like Eevee. Eevee's a good base Pokemon. Eevee kind of might be kind of like Vulpix in a sense. Like, if I had to have a Pokemon as a pet, I wouldn't be upset with an Eevee. It's not on the same scale as Vulpix, but it's kind of up there, you know? I think Eevee's probably going to rank pretty high. Do I like Eevee more than Growlithe? No. Do I like Eevee more than Tentacruel? No. Poliwag? Yes. Let's put it there. Definitely down with an Eevee. This is silly. I'm not a big fan of giant Eevee, you know? This kind of looks like I've been shrunk rather than a giant Eevee. I think this is kind of bad. Let's just throw it in kind of bad somewhere. Yeah, a bit higher than that. A bit higher than that. That'll do. Sure. It's very fluffy. I'm sure it's very cute. But it just looks weird. I don't think it's a great Gigantamax. Vaporeon? Vaporeon's a great Pokemon. Okay. Well, Vaporeon's an elite Pokemon. I don't think it quite sneaks into favorite. I've used so much Vaporeon, maybe it does. I've used a lot of Vaporeon. It's at least here. I think it's here. I think it's here. I think I've used more Vaporeon, but I think I like Lapras more. Mercedes levels of fluff, that's a good way to put it. It's just a good bulky water. I like bulky waters anyway, and this is a good bulky water. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we're not going to mention the blenders. It's just a cool water type, you know? It's just a cool bulky water. There's no blenders involved, man. It's just a cool bulky water. Jolteon is... See, I'm at an impasse here. Because on a surface level, I think I like Jolteon more than Vaporeon. But I'm more attached to Vaporeon. But I really like Jolteon too. But I like Vaporeon a lot. And I kind of want to put Jolteon in S+ tier because I like it so much. But then I kind of want to put Vaporeon up here. But then I kind of want to put Lapras here. Because I don't mind Vaporeon being over Lapras, but I don't think it's that far. It's not a tier above Lapras. So maybe I just do this. I think that's kind of out. Maybe I like Vaporeon more than Jolteon, you know? Let's do that. Let's do that. I like that more. Lapras can move up. You know what? We can move him back down again if that tier starts getting a bit full. It's fine. Pokemon can move. They've got legs. Vaporeon doesn't. It's just kind of got a blob. But, you know. Flareon? I'm sorry, Flareon. You don't do it to me. You're fluffy. You're cute. But you're not as good as the others. Not even close. Yeah, I had Pin Missile, and it was so good. I think this is going here. It's really cute. Out of the evolutions, it's the one I'd most want as a pet, at least of the Gen 1 ones. But I'm just not that interested in actually using it. And there are so many, like... I feel like the cool fire types are so cool that, like, it's hard competition if you're a fire type. Like, you've got to compete with Ninetales, with Arcanine, with Charizard... and you just don't measure up, I'm afraid. Yeah, it is also kind of like meh Vulpix. It doesn't even win in the cute factor, because I think Ninetales and Vulpix are cuter than Flareon is. Like, yeah, it's just kind of there. This might even be a little high. I don't think I like it more than, like, some of this stuff. I'm gonna put it there. Yeah, I'll put it behind Ponyta. How can fire be cool? Reasons. Flareon is the most huggable Pokemon? I bet it is. Wait, is that an actual thing? Is it actually? Or is that your opinion? Okay. Porygon. Now. We have to address something talking about Porygon. Porygon is not the reason that a bunch of people suffered seizures. That's just animators. We can't blame a Pokemon for the actions of animators being reckless and not taking health conditions into account. And the fact Porygon's been blacklisted over it is stupid. So realistically, I'm pretty neutral on Porygon. I don't really care about Porygon. It's going in the bottom of good tier, because I feel bad that Porygon got blamed and Porygon fans have suffered for something that's not a Pokemon's fault. It's not real. Okay, rant over. I don't know. What don't I know about Flareon? Oh no. Other than the fact that people probably hate that I say Flareon instead of Flareon. Yeah, I know, and it's wrong. It's not Porygon's fault. Like, I feel like somehow, right, and maybe this is just me deeping it too much, I feel like somehow the animators of the Pokemon anime legitimately convinced people it was Porygon's fault. And that's madness. Like, I don't understand how that's happened. This is bizarre. The fact it also got blacklisted, but then they kept giving it evolutions was also really strange. I never really understood that. It's like they were at odds with each other. But yeah, free my boy. Show some Porygon. Oh god, the Helix people are gonna kill me if I don't put Omanyte high. Okay, Omanyte is going top of S tier, so I don't get cancelled. No, Omanyte's pretty okay. I like the way it kind of looks like it's cheering, like it's going like, yay! Like, it looks kind of cool, but like, I don't know. I'm not that big on Omanyte. I don't even know if I'm good on Omanyte. I think I might be neutral on Omanyte, like high neutral. It might go here. And this looks like some Lovecraftian horror. Actually, I kind of like that about it. Like, it kind of looks really threatening. This is growing on me the more I look at it. Hold on. This is moving up. This was originally going to go, like, here. And now it's going to end up, like, here. You can go above Mr. Mime. It's a cool guy. He's just a cool little guy, and he just kind of looks like he's going like, blah, 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 and, you know, this is fun. He's a little guy. I just like Omanyte. Kabuto? I'll be real with you. I think this is kind of a bad Pokemon, right? You've just resurrected some million-year-old fossil that you've carried around with you since Mount Moon, all the way to Cinnabar Island, and you get this? Come on. This is kind of a bad Pokemon. It's not a bad Pokemon, it's kind of a bad Pokemon. I think it's going around Charmeleon. Remember when we talked about Charmeleon 3 hours ago? It's kind of like a similar problem to Charmeleon. Like, it's just underwhelming for what it is. This is the middle form of a starter. This is a fossil Pokemon. For a lot of people, it will have been their first fossil Pokemon. You get this? It needs to do more. However, they kind of Magikarped it, right? They kind of Magikarped it, because Kabutops is sick. Now, he's kind of aping on Scyther's design. But if there was a Pokemon whose design you were going to ape, I'll say that they might have picked one of the better options by aping on Scyther. This is a good Pokemon. Now, it's not as good as Scyther. I'll be real. But it is pretty good. It's going around Taurus. It's going here. I don't... Oh god, I'm scared. Was that Swiss Swim Kabutops? Is that what I'm thinking of? Like when it was perma weather? Because of drizzle on Politoed. Aerodactyl's really cool. See, this is a fossil that you hatch and it's immediately worth it, right? Like Omanyte looks like it has potential, and also it looks really happy to be free. Like, Kabuto just looks sad, like it looks potential-less. And this is just terrible. This is a great Pokemon, right? You hatch, you get this, you're like, okay. Honestly, it might be kind of close to Kabutops. Maybe a little bit higher than Kabutops. Maybe over Tauros. I could put it here. I quite like Aerodactyl here. I wish it had some more going on its body design. If it did, it would probably be up here, but it looks a little bit bare. Yeah, when it had Swiss Swim, it was really silly. I think Gen 5 is around when I start playing UU and RU. Fun fact, I've got a bunch of really old videos I made from when I was like... maybe like 14, doing Wi-Fi battles on, or like Gen 3 online battles. I've still got them. They're on my hard drive. They're still lurking. I'm sure they're incredibly cringe. I haven't watched them back. Like, it kind of terrifies me, the thought of watching them back, but they exist, and I can't bring myself to delete them. Mega Aerodactyl. I'll be honest, I think this just looks worse than Aerodactyl. I don't think it looks bad, I think it looks worse than Aerodactyl. And because it looks worse than something that looks so good, it's going low. It's going like Gengar. Yeah, just put it near Gengar. Poor Megadactyl being in pain as long as it's evolved due to the protruding stones. True. Snorlax? Snorlax is a great Pokemon. Out of all the big, strong, normal types in Gen 1, Snorlax is the best big, strong, normal type in Gen 1. I like it more than Lapras. I like it more than Scyther in the evolutions. Start struggling around Blastoise. I'm going to leave it here. Wait, it really is? Damn, that's poor Megadactyl. This is kind of funny. I think it looks silly, but it's kind of funny. It's Galarian Meowth. They're the same thing. They look funny. Just go next to Galarian Meowth. Slightly over. I think you're better. I guess that helps to explain why they don't just stay in that form all the time, right? Articuno, right. We'll do these, and then we'll do their forms. Articuno is a really good Pokemon. This is really cool design. Like, its wings just look so cool. It looks really majestic. It looks strong. It looks powerful. I know it's not actually that good, but it feels good, man. It feels good to use. Like, this is a good Pokemon. I like it more than these. It's not one of my favorites, I'll say that straight away. I don't think I like it more than Ninetales, actually. You can sit there. Oh. Okay, we're just going to replay that video while we finish this off. The thing that was about to autoplay then was a Northern Lion video. I don't quite think I can have that on as background noise while we're doing a tier list. Now, Zapdos. This, in my opinion, is the best legendary for quite some time in Pokemon. This, while this looks majestic, it looks beautiful. This looks threatening. This looks terrifying. And Zapdos and Pikachu talking to each other using electric in the movies? So cool. I think this... Everything struggles to bridge the Vulpix gap for me. Like, if you get over Vulpix, you can actually fly. But, like, Vulpix is so cute. I love Vulpix. That might be a little too high. No, I think it's here. I think Zapdos is there. It's a really, really cool Pokemon. It's everything an electric type should be. It's everything a flying type should be. Yeah, Zapdos only moved to UU in Gen 9. It was high OU for a long time as well. Like, it got helped by getting things like Hurricane and Heat Wave, but it was so... And obviously, like, the weather meta was really good for it, but this was so good. It still is really good. It was even more... Well, it was just really stupid when this thing came out. By the way, I'm just going to tell you, these are probably all getting judged purely on visuals. I don't really have any attachment towards them, despite having used them. But... Moltres... Look, I'll be honest, it kind of looks like a rubber chicken. It kind of hurts it. But it doesn't hurt it too much, because when you were walking around Victory Road in Gen 1, and you just stumbled across Moltres, and it's just there... Like, it's in the overworld, and you just fight it, and it's level 50? Oh, it's so good. That was like a childhood-defining moment. You know what? I'm going to put it top of the great tier. It does look like a big rubber chicken. So I can't put it in the elite tier, because it's not half as impressive as it should be. But... everyone should have appreciation for Moltres. It's a great Pokemon. Articuno? This is nice. Galarian Articuno, it looks nice. Doesn't look as good as the original. It's pretty great. It can go above these. Can go above Magnemite. Can go above this. Can go above Weezing. I like it more than Blastoise. It can sit behind Kingler. Lavados? That's such a cool name. Wait, why are there two twos? Wait, that makes no sense. There are two twos. Not like the dresses that ballerinas wear, or the skirts. There are two number twos. Zapdos Therian, look, I know this thing was good, but it looks ridiculous. I'm just going to say it's a bad Pokemon. Go away. Not Therian, Zapdos Galar. The Galarian birds are not actual regional forms. They were just named after their Cantonian counterparts because they look similar. That is interesting. So Galar Zapdos is Roadrunner? I kind of see it. I still think it's a bad Pokemon. Now, Galar Moltres cooks, right? Galar Moltres looks so much better than regular Moltres that I almost feel a little bit bad for regular Moltres. But this looks so cool. Like, it's better than Dojo, Primeape, Arbok, Pinsir, Golem, Pikachu. Yeah. Meep meep. Ditto, Poliwhirl, Marowak. Yeah. Yep. Just about, yep. I think I can stretch to that. I think I can stretch to it being above Articuno. It's really cool. It looks so cool. The black and red is just a great color scheme. No. Prime Black Eagles colors. Just a great Pokemon, man. It looks so good. Purely off its visuals that it's that high, but it does look really good. Dratini is cute. It's a little snake. It looks nice. It's going in the good, the good tier high stuff. I like it more than Horsey. Don't like it as much as Geodude. I'll be honest. Wait, really? I didn't get the DLC for Sword and Shield. That's hilarious. I've only used it on Showdown. Dragonair? You know what? Dragonair is just Dratini, but it looks bigger, and as a result, it looks cooler. It's a cool little Pokemon. Yeah, it's so weird how there's two twos. Honestly, this being behind Kangaskhan is probably about where I put it. It's not super great. Like, I think it's only this high because it was, like, the Gen 1 Dragon, like, Stage 2. But it's still kind of cool. I like Dragonair. Now, Dragonite? Let's move on. Very quickly. And do Mewtwo. Okay, I should probably talk about Dragonite. I just think it doesn't look very good. Its wings look too small. It kind of looks more like... I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but it kind of looks more like storybook dragon than, like, cool dragon. You know, like Skyrim dragon, I guess, you know? Like Game of Thrones dragon. Like, it's more like Puff the Magic Dragon. And look, for the first final form dragon ever in Pokemon, I think it does a bad job. And then, as if that wasn't bad enough, the first Pokemon movie comes out, and the only dragon in existence in Pokemon at that point in time was a mailman. I think this is really underwhelming. I don't know. For what it is, I think this is really underwhelming. I'd rather use it than most of the things here, obviously. It's way better. Especially when you got multi-scale. Like, yeah, I don't know. Dragonite is just, it's not it for me, man. It's not it. You know, it looks stumpy. It looks like it's got little arms and little legs like a T-Rex. It's got tiny little wings. Like, Charizard literally looks more impressive than you. Charizard looks more like a dragon than you. Why aren't you Charizard? Why didn't they just swap you and Charizard and make Charizard blue? You know, things like that. Like, those are the thoughts that run through my head when I see this. I'm going to do the X and Y versions first, just because, like, I don't really care about them. This, really cool. Okay, I know I don't really care about it, but it's really cool. I'll put it in bottom of good. Screw it, it can go there. This, really weird. Not a fan. Bad. Along with this Galarian Zapdos. Okay. Mewtwo? Iconic legendary. The legendary Pokemon. It's got the Smash representation. It's just great, isn't it? Like, when you think legendary Pokemon, I bet most people's brain first goes to Mewtwo. This is such a great Pokemon. Like, it felt legendary as well. Like, having to beat the game to get it. That's how you make a Pokemon feel legendary. Modern, I know you said Dragon Ball, then modern Pokemon. You know, if we get the legendary Pokemon before we're even the strongest trainer in the world, it doesn't feel legendary. Okay. I think this is better than Zam. I'll be honest. I think it's better than Machamp as well. I think it's better than Zapdos. Do I think it's better than Zapdos, or do I want to think it's better than Zapdos? This is hard. I think... I'm just going to put slash duplicates in here, because I'm... Ah! Why? Okay, let's just do that. There we go. That was terrifying. I think it belongs above Zapdos. I think I prefer Zapdos as a Pokemon. But Mewtwo has more of an impact on me. You know? Like, this just feels legendary. Not quite as legendary as these four, admittedly, but wow, there's a lot of water types up here. That's not surprising to me at all. I don't know why I thought it would be. I'd like water types a lot. Yeah, Mewtwo's great. And so, we are on to the last Pokemon. The mythic Mew. I'll be honest, if this was just what it is, and it was just available via event or in the game, it'd probably go, like, somewhere in Great Tier, right? Somewhere, like, you know, somewhere, like, around, like, here-ish, maybe like, here, you know? It'd just chill around here. The reason this is going all the way up into Favorite is because of the playground rumors. The telling your friends, oh, if you push the truck, you can get it. And then people found out the actual way to get it, and it was actually real. Like, you actually could get Mew. It was just through some weird bug. Core childhood memories associated with Mew. Has to go higher. Here? I think here. It can go above Lax behind Blastoise. I think that's a good place for Mew. I like Lax positioning. Does anything on here look particularly off to me? Give it all a bit of a tertiary glance. Nothing so far. The truck was psycho behavior on Game Freak's perspective. Exactly. That is good game design. That is great game design. You don't get that in games anymore. I think that's why it's, like, so iconic to me. Like, you don't get that in video games anymore. Everything's just on the internet. Don't get me wrong. I love that it's all on the internet. But you do lose that. And that's a bit of a shame. I think everything here is looking fairly okay. These bottom tiers are a little bit scuffed. But, you know, they can stay being a little bit scuffed. It's okay. The worst tier is definitely accurate. Yeah, this kind of feels out of place now. Maybe Weepinbell isn't in there. And yeah. Weepinbell shouldn't be in the same tier as Jinx. I'll move it up. Bottom are bad. It can go there. Cool. And I think we are done. Now, we've been here about 3 hours. I'm hungry and my throat hurts. I'm gonna go get food. I'm gonna call it here. If you're watching this live or on the VOD, there will probably be, like, a slightly edited down version of this going up at some point soon. Just to, you know, make it look a little bit nicer, speed it up a little bit, make it not 3 hours long, things of that nature. So I'll probably throw that up in, like, maybe a week or so's time. I'm not too sure. But if you're watching on this version, hi, not many people will be, so enjoy. I will catch you all later. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you all for stopping by, especially those of you that have been here for quite some time. It's been a very long stream of just talking about Pokemon. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you wouldn't mind dropping a like before you go as well, it would be greatly appreciated. And I will catch you all soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day.